get that going.
Get the WMAL app on Google Play or the Apple App Store.
Presented by Hillsdale College's DC Graduate School of Government. It's tax season, and at LifeLock, we know you're tired of numbers. But this one you need to hear. $16.5 billion. That's how much money in refunds the IRS flagged for possible identity fraud last year. Now, here's a good number. 100 million. That's how many data points LifeLock monitors every second. If your identity is stolen, we'll fix it guaranteed. Oh, one last number. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS. Visit lifelock.com for the threats you can't control. Terms apply.
William is one of millions of Americans who uses GoodRx to save on the cost of their prescriptions.
My oldest daughter, Camilla, 2 days old, she had to have open heart surgery. All of a sudden, she's on 5 different medications. It adds up at the end of the month. Me and the pharmacist got so tight. She said, GoodRx saved you a lot of money. Saving that extra $200-300 a month. We're able to do all these extra activities, so it puts less stress on our household, and it puts less stress on our pockets.
Download the free app or visit GoodRx.com and start saving today. GoodRx user compensated for their time. GoodRx is not insurance, but can be used instead of insurance.
Upgrade to a new walk-in shower from Long Baths. Visit longhome.com for your free estimate.
This report is sponsored by Staples Stores. Your local Staples has hot deals and super low prices throughout the store on everything for your business. And right now at Staples, save up to $250 off your print order. Exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for details. Ends June 14th. Plus, save even more with the Easy Rewards program at Staples.
Here's Michelle Murray in the Hadid Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center.
The accident is on the outer loop of the Beltway. The Claire Barton Parkway has now finally been cleared from the roadway, but traffic is still very slow from George Avenue past the Claire Barton Parkway all the way to the Georgetown Pike. More slowing through Tyson's and again from the Springfield interchange to the Wilson Bridge. Inner loop still jammed from 66 to River Road and from 270 heading towards New Hampshire Avenue. In Spotsylvania, a portion of River Road remains blocked between Spotswood Furnace Road and Mott's Run Road due to a fallen tree in the roadway. And in Arlington, in the express lanes of 395 southbound at the GW Parkway, the right lane is blocked with a crash. Traffic is jammed from the Case Bridge. Now from GarageBladeHair.com, the WMAL Stormwatch 7 forecast.
Decreasing wind and decreasing clouds for the evening. The winds will settle down with gusts about 30 to 35 miles per hour. Temperatures 51 to 57 degrees. Will partly cloudy tonight and tomorrow. Temperatures in the lower to mid 40s in the morning and lower 60s in the afternoon. I'm 7 News Chief Meteorologist Roger Johnson in the Coastal Alert Representative.
Right now, 62 degrees and partial sunshine in Washington. I'm Barbara Britt on News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
Now on 105.9 FM and streaming worldwide on the WMAL app.
Mark Levin.
Somewhere under the brick and steel of a nondescript building, we've once again made contact with our leader, Mark Levin.
Hello, America. Mark Levin here. Our number, 877-381-3811, 877-381-3811. I want to talk about due process for migrants, particularly illegal aliens, including illegal aliens who committed some horrific acts. Due process. Wasn't a lot of talk about due process when Dwight Eisenhower, about 70 years ago, was rounding up Mexican Americans or Mexicans who were in America, 1.3 million of them, and in 6 months period of time, the military removed them from the country. Not a lot of talk about due process, just making a point. But they tell us Donald Trump is creating a constitutional crisis, that Donald Trump isn't honoring the decisions of the courts. More on that in a moment. But that's not the case I want to discuss with you. I want to discuss with you the 1944 case of Korematsu versus United States. You've heard me reference this over the years. You've heard me talk about it, but I want to get a little bit more of a thorough review. What does that have to do with everything? It has everything to do with everything. And actually, as I was reading about it over the last few hours to try and find a nice, concise summary for you, I was shocked to see that Wikipedia actually did a good job. You know, they hate my guts and write nasty stuff about me. Very dishonest. But here they were very honest. This was a case in 1944, a landmark decision by the Supreme Court that upheld the internment of Japanese Americans and Americans of Japanese descent from the West Coast. They set up military areas during World War II. And they rounded up and shipped out of California, mostly, but the West Coast, excuse me, Japanese Americans. There's no due process. They weren't accused of anything. They just looked different, and they were Japanese. And that's the truth. In the aftermath of Imperial Japan's attack on Pearl Harbor, they write, President Franklin Roosevelt issued Executive Order 9066. It was actually a military order. 9066. On February 1942, authorizing the U.S. War Department to create military areas for which any or all Americans might be excluded. These were internment camps. The Western Defense Command, a U.S. Army military command charged with coordinating the defense of the West Coast of the United States, ordered, quote, all persons of Japanese ancestry, including aliens and non-aliens, include citizens, to relocate to internment camps. But a 23-year-old Japanese American man, Fred Korematsu, refused to leave the exclusion zone and instead challenged the order that grounds it violated the Fifth Amendment. Due process, equal protection. In a majority opinion joined by 5 other justices, Associate Justice Hugo Black, by the way, was the first of FDR's Supreme Court justices. He had been the lawyer for the Klan in Alabama for several years, but he was very outspoken and supportive of the FDR New Deal agenda. Hugo Black held that the need to protect against espionage by Japan outweighed the rights of Americans of Japanese ancestry. He wrote that Korematsu was not excluded from the military area because of hostility to his race, but rather because the properly constituted military authorities decided that the military urgency of the situation demanded that all citizens of Japanese ancestry be segregated from the West Coast during the war against Japan. But it wasn't racist, he says. Dissenting justices Frank Murphy, Robert Jackson, and Owen Roberts all criticized the exclusion as racially discriminatory. Murphy wrote the most aggressive dissent, said the exclusion of Japanese the Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor and the final report of the first Roberts Commission. FDR issued this military order authorizing the War Department to create these military areas to remove the Japanese and to provide for the necessary transport, lodging, feeding of persons dispatched from such areas. In March of 1942, the U.S. Army Lieutenant Colonel John L. DeWitt, commander of the Western Defense Command, issued public proclamation number 1, demarcating Western military areas. There were 10 of them, and the exclusion zones therein, directing it, quote, any Japanese, German, or Italian aliens, but overwhelmingly Japanese, and any person of Japanese ancestry to inform the U.S. Postal Service of any changes of residence. Further military areas and zones were demarcated in public proclamation number 2. In the meantime, Secretary of War Henry Stimson mailed to Robert Reynolds, the House Speaker, Sam Rayburn, draft legislation authorizing the enforcement of the military order. In March, Congress had enacted the proposed legislation, which Roosevelt signed into law. So the Democrats controlled Congress. They signed it into law. In March of 1942, Western Defense Command began issuing civilian exclusion orders, commanding, quote, all persons of Japanese ancestry, including aliens and non-aliens, report to designated assembly points. And with the issuance of civilian restriction order number 1, Japanese Americans were forced to move to the relocation camps. Their homes were taken, their businesses were taken, their liberty was taken. But Fred Korematsu was 23-year-old Japanese American. He decided to stay at his residence in San Leandro, California, instead of obeying the order to relocate. He knowingly violated the act of the U.S. Army, even undergoing plastic surgery in an attempt to...
I have a family of mourning doves out there.
Korematsu argued that the Order 9066 violated the Fifth Amendment. Fifth Amendment was selected over the 14th Amendment due to the lack of federal protections of the 14th Amendment at the time. And he was arrested and convicted. Nobody ever raised any questions about his loyalty to the to the United States. The Court of Appeals in the Ninth Circuit eventually affirmed his conviction. The Supreme Court granted certiorari, in other words, agreed to hear the case.
You can't get a VA ID card without being a veteran.
Black found the case largely indistinguishable from the previous year's case.
Veterans still get medical care when they come out of the service.
Anything to do with race, but it had everything to do with race.
You join the military, your life is on the line. You're agreeing to give your life for the country when you join the military.
Majority, but he wrote his own opinion.
Part of the job risk is getting killed in the line of duty. Something logical would never do. Logical, you're a pussy motherfucker.
While Korematsu is regularly described as upholding the internment of Japanese Americans, the majority opinion expressly declined to reach the issue of internment.
They extended medical benefits to people who are in the military, something they didn't used to do.
Of course,
Obama and Bush had something to do with that. First Bush and then Obama.
Now, Murphy's dissent.
I'm surprised Obama signed it because he could never be in the military. That fucker can't even do a push-up, much less roll a bowling ball.
He was appointed.
Throw a first pitch out in a White Sox game, the fucking throws like a girl. Never if I laughed so hard in my life watching Obama throw a baseball. I should Google it, bring it up, and show it.
To embrace the principles set forth in the Constitution of the United States. He goes on, all residents of this nation are kin in some way by blood or culture to a foreign land, yet they are primarily and necessarily a part of the new and distinct civilization of the United States. They must accordingly be treated at all times as the heirs of the American experiment and as entitled to all the rights and freedoms guaranteed by the Constitution.
Excuse me.
And there were two other justices. Jackson had been an attorney general and also been a prosecutor for the United States in the Nuremberg trials. He's quite a man, actually. And let's see here. I want to give credit where credit is due, but unfortunately they don't. In any event, so here you have American citizens being rounded up by the military and sent to internment camps at the direction of Franklin Roosevelt for purely racist reasons. We have Donald Trump, who's trying to deport under existing immigration law gang members, terrorists, criminals, or just people who have violated our immigration laws. Not American citizens, not because of race, creed, color, sex,
religion.
Joe Biden let millions of people into this country illegally. Now we're being told that each and every one of them has a court hearing and due process of some sort. Each and every one of them. You know, we've talked about Cloward and Piven. You remember Cloward and Piven? Glenn Beck used to talk about it too a lot. Cloward and Piven, they were two Marxists. I think they were either psychologists or social workers or something of that sort, but professors. And they wrote their book. It was in the 60s, became more famous in the 70s, that you need to overwhelm the system. It was about welfare specifically at the time, but it grew to a bigger concept. Overwhelm it and destroy it. And that way you create uprisings, you create revolutions, you create dissent, you stir the pot. So use the system against the system. They were focused on welfare. But now, you see, ladies and gentlemen, let's focus on immigration. So Biden opens the door to all these illegal immigrants, millions of them. And now we're told that the only way to
Will Durant with the name Peter Puffer.
Notice and hearing. I see this in the.
That's not me doing that. I'm only watching Vegas. I'm not posting there.
Because
but somebody's got to count Will Durant. Right there it is, Peter Puffer.
What we all know is we don't have enough administrative law judges, enough federal judges. To give each
it could be Wiggin.
Habeas or some kind of due process.
Wiggin, everything I say and do, Wiggins right on top of that shit.
Even in cases where they have a right to such a hearing, where they're claiming amnesty, they come into the country because they fear for their lives. Many of them never show up. They disappear. 95% of them don't go to their court hearings. And then lastly, the vast majority of people who come into this country illegally don't go to any court. They just disappear into society. And so this whole idea that there should be due process hearings of some kind, it's not about due process. I don't care how many former federal prosecutors wring their hands. This is about Cloward and Piven, overwhelming the system, making sure these people stay no matter what. So Biden let people come in mass by the millions. And now we're supposed to take each one at a time and go through and make sure they have some kind of due process hearing. I'll be right back.
Hey, Patrick Rowe, did you see me when I went live showing the motorcycles and taking off and coming back? That's a Suzuki R104 or R108. I forget the number. H, whatever. It's a Suzuki. Big fat tire on the back. Pretty fast. I like the Yamaha. It's more of a touring bike. So now my nephew has two motorcycles. You can't ride both at the same time. My nephew owes me. He's going to come clean. Acid drip. My nephew has not been found guilty of any of those charges you see that he was charged with. The fuck? Get the fuck out of here. I can't go on the internet with my prepaid A&T. I don't know what the fucking problem is. I tried it again today. It says it won't let me on the internet on my prepaid. That's fucked up. So I'm going to have to get a different phone. Fuck you, AT&T prepaid. I'm fucking done with you now. One reason I needed it so I can verify who I am with Google when I make a new account in StreamYard. So my nephew has a Suzuki. You seen it. It's on yesterday's show. If you find it. And there'll be more to come. The Yamaha needs a new. Scotty tinkering with it and broke the fuel filter or the fuel pump and its plastic housing, and Told me I could smell gas. The Yamaha is like a 2005. It's an old bike. Been around.
Resources. But when communities and schools is present, students are connected to the support they need to show up ready to learn. Visit communitiesandschools.org. Being present matters. 75 years of research, 75 years of policy, 75 years of opportunity,
75 years of freedom.
This is 75 years of the Muscular Dystrophy Association. Join us at mda75.org.
Green light. Hey girl, school zone. I'm getting hungry. Car changing lanes. You want to meet me for pizza? Stop sign. Intersection clear. Yeah, street. Pizza sounds good. Ballin Street? Girlin Street!
It's hard to concentrate on two things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Yeah, excuse me.
How many of them help you make sense of your world? The new WMAL app gives you the latest headlines, perspective from the voices you trust, and weather info to keep you
Age restriction. I don't care. Yeah, this is not for children.
Stream your favorite shows, get the day's top headlines, and access our podcast archives, all with the new WMAL app. Thank you. Get the WMAL app today on Google Play or the Apple App Store, and stay connected.
Hi, I'm Jaden McKnight.
Oh, wrong one.
Race car driver here with cab driver Artie.
Professional cab driver.
Sorry, professional cab driver Artie. Drinking responsibly is knowing your limits. If you are over yours, ask Artie or someone like Artie to get you home safely. To learn more about drinking responsibly, go to beforeyoudrink.org.
So, I got to take your number 20 Royal Race car for a spin.
Did you get out of there?
Be a champion. Drink responsibly. This message has been brought to you by the Century Council.
Blowing out your birthday candles should be easy, but if you have undiagnosed COPD, you may find yourself short of breath. Early diagnosis and treatment can add years to your life. If you have symptoms like wheezing or chronic cough, talk to your doctor and visit copdfoundation.org today.
For a local news source you can trust, visit WMAL.com.
Thank God for that.
Get the day's top stories, stream your favorite WMAL shows, access our podcast archives, and more. WMAL.com, making sense of your world online.
I was choosing alcohol over my family. That's when I made the call. Now I'm finding better ways to cope.
Mental health care works when you make the call. Visit mentalhealthcareworks.org. A message from the American Psychiatric Association Foundation.
WMAL's Vince Colonnades, weekdays at noon on 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news.
The media and their Democrat mouthpieces and vice versa keep trying to turn these malcontents and miscreants who are in this country, actively trying to destroy it, who hate this country, who've come here to foment violence and revolution. There's nothing more than people
just having a cup of coffee, smoking a joint, enjoying my pastime.
And the other day, the Associated Press did exactly that about a man who was picked up by ICE in Vermont, and they didn't point out all that this man had been involved in. And when I posted it, I said, why don't you tell the rest of it? Why don't you tell the rest of the media in this country are so thoroughly corrupt? And the New York Post and others, but the New York Post here detained Columbia protester Masen Madawi.
Charlie and Patrick have
and
bonded.
Jewish
I
students,
think we have a new power
but
couple.
That doesn't matter anymore. I want you to sit back and think. Whether you're white or black or whatever you are. just
Patrick
sit back
has
and
been
think.
pursuing Charlie for a long
Black
time, and
students
Charlie's
on
been
our
playing hard to
campuses
get.
today We're being treated the way Jewish students are being treated on our campuses today. There'd be holy hell to pay for it. There wouldn't be a single person in Congress that would be defending this. We not only get silence from the Democrats, we get attacks from the Democrats on the Trump administration that's actually trying to do something about the terrorist mouthpieces who've come into our country, many of them during the Biden regime, as students who've taken over our campuses and universities, who are spreading not just Jew hate, that would be bad enough, but America hate, you would simply see a completely different reaction. But I want to get into who this guy is and how anti-American he is. In today's unpredictable world, Berna offers a smart, safer way to protect yourself. Trusted
Gotti come up here, tried to come on my panel last night. I wouldn't let him up. Come in here demanding and shit. I've let him up all the time. He come in doing his little bullshit, trying to get me to go to JC's. I told him before, I'm not going to JC's. I've been there. She kicked me out. A thing before Christmas, over Christmas, I was honest with her. But her friends still attack me. They still want to use my mother's picture. You know, and think, oh, we're going to make Billy mad. You know. So what's the matter? Gotti, are you sulking because I wouldn't let you up on my panel? I fucking told you not to stab me in the back, you little fucker. You fucking won't turn your camera on. Let's see what you look like. So we, you know, so it's a two-way street, not a one-way street. Because that's what you want, is a one-way street. Yeah, I've even heard you admit, oh, I kill panels. I'm a panel killer. Streamers. Well, the buck stops here there, Gotti, Gerald, whatever your fucking real name is.
32-year-old Rennie Pop Chubb is due back in court tomorrow. A U.S. district judge in Greenbelt considering...
Can't have it both ways. You can't be friends with logical fallacy and, you know, and do what you're doing, because you're one way. Gotti, you're one way.
The Trump administration maintains that the courts have no authority over U.S. foreign policy.
Come try to get on my panel again, Gotti. Come on in and talk to me, boy. I dare you. Bring your friends with you. I'm going to shift my attention from JC to you
Sponsored by Lowe's.
for a minute.
Lowe's knows how to help pros save. With the new My Lowe's Pro Rewards program, get exclusive member-only deals. And
that's what JC does, right? I go in as soon as I post in Vegas chat. There's JC posting away so I can see her. Nah, you can't do nothing. Nah. You know, Angie up on that panel every day criticizing Mary Burney. Well, Mary Burney's a grown person. How about you take care of your child, Angie? All right? Instead of worrying about what Mary Burney's doing and calling her a child. Oh, you're just like a child, Mary Burney. Just the way you talk, Angie. Just all the disdain in your fucking voice. Token black. That's what you are, JC. Or Angie.
Tomorrow, mostly sunny, high 63, 61 in Washington.
You should be ashamed of yourself, Mary Burney.
Looking for a beautiful and functional upgrade to your home? 3-Day Blinds has you covered. At 3-Day Blinds, our free in-home design consultation makes it easy. A 3-Day Blinds design expert will help you find the window treatment solution that works best for your home's needs and style. We bring the showroom to you with loads of samples, giving you an idea of how different fabrics look in your home. Your designer also provides expert measurements.
Hey, Patrick, I hate to tell you this, but E1 to E9, they're all non-commissioned officers. It's called enlisted. They're enlisted. They're not commissioned. There's a difference.
Operate your window treatments with the touch of a button using the 3-Day Blinds app. 3-Day Blinds has specialized in window treatments for more than 40 years, and it's the name people trust. At 3-Day Blinds, we have stylish and functional
Gotti.
treatments for any occasion. For
You upset? I wouldn't let you up. You want to try it again? Huh? Why don't you come on up and take Wiggin on?
At 3dayblinds.com. That's 3dayblinds.com.
Vince Collins is here. Are you working on the Hill at a think tank, or are you a young professional eager to study the arts of liberty?
Rusty decides to try to come up on my panel only because he's up here.
In DC fits your busy schedule with
Rusty.
evening and weekend classes.
You're at the top of my list, bitch. You're first, then Gotti, then JC. But you're all three right on the fucking top of that list. You're the biggest fucking troublemakers out here.
Visit vince4hillsdale.com to learn more.
and you enable people like logical fallacy. That Vegas chat is whack. Fucking nobody wants to hang out in there. The fucking garbage chat. You guys running that fucking chat. Rusty's in there. Oh, in this chat.
This report is sponsored by 7-Eleven. Spontaneous pizza cravings can happen at any moment, so we've got you covered. Get 2 bigger slices of hot, delicious pizza, plus a 20-ounce Pepsi for just $5 with 7.
They're all non-commissioned officers from the whole enlisted rank, from E1 to E9. They're enlisted. It means they're not a commissioned officer. You don't know the military very well if you don't know that. And in the Navy, we don't call each other NCOs. Not where I was. Patrick Rowe, you heard Rocky Goldman. Submarine service is a special force. It's an elite fighting force, you dumb fucker.
Millions of people come into this country. Over 325,000 unaccompanied minors are missing. Hundreds of thousands of women are sold into pornography and sex slavery. We don't find them. We don't know who they are. We don't have their names.
That's what an NCO is, Charlie. If you're an NCO, it means you're enlisted. You're not an officer. You're enlisted. There's a difference.
You can see what the media's up to, what they're always up to, pushing a narrative.
Commission officers are appointed through Congress to become an officer, starting at their lowest pay grade. Enlisted are not.
Can come into the country.
You don't get set in by Congress until you're up for E7.
And that's why CNN.
When you're eligible for E7, all your paperwork goes to Washington to Congress, and you're approved for it or disapproved for it. Usually, you're not going to get disapproved. They're not going to send somebody that's not, they don't want as a chief petty officer.
Told by the Associated Press and others, this poor guy, there's no proof. Here he is, just minding his own business, threatening and intimidated Jewish students. You don't get to come into this country from another country and threaten and intimidate anybody. The Palestinian Columbian University student arrested by ICE agents in Vermont led disruptive anti-Israel protests on campus. I hate the way they put this, anti-Israel protests. They're not just anti-Israel protests. They're not just anti-American protests. These people are filled with poison and hate.
They're committing crimes against humanity.
He engaged in threatening rhetoric and intimidation against Jewish students. State Department sources said we would not allow that against black people. We would not allow that against Asian people. But against Jewish students, the Democrats say that's okay. Mohsen Madawi, who hails from the West Bank, Judea and Samaria, was at an interview to obtain the U.S. citizenship on Monday. He was going to become a citizen. But before that, he was picked up by immigration authorities, his lawyer said. Notice they all have lawyers, all of them, because it's paid for by all these fiefdoms. Madawi, through his leadership and involvement in disruptive protests at Columbia University, is engaged in anti-Semitic conduct through leading pro-Palestinian protests. They are pro-Hamas protests, anti-American protests, calling for Israel's destruction, a senior State Department source said. Many of his social media accounts have been deleted, but a few videos scattered around the internet show him using anti-Semitic rhetoric, espousing anti-Israel propaganda. This is exactly the kind of upstanding person we want in our country, isn't it? Now, if you listen to some of our friends at National Review, if you listen to the radical left media, if you listen to the Democrats, many of whom hate the country, if you listen to them, it's a constant needle in a haystack. It's not enough to say all these people are here illegally. We're going to no. Everyone gets a court appointment. Everyone gets due process. Everyone gets, so the system won't work. The system's overwhelmed. And apparently they're fine with it because they have no alternatives. What's the alternative? All they do is attack. I haven't seen a single editorial or columnist at National Review to explain how 500,000, at a minimum, with one judge in Boston, or 10 million people who came here illegally, how this process is supposed to work. How do we process them? We can't even process people who come here legally. We don't have enough administrative law judges. We'll never have enough. Plus, how do we force people to show up in court? Huge percentages of them never show up. 2 separate videos filmed at the Columbia campus. Madawi can be heard leading a crowd in a chant. From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free, which the Anti-Defamation League says is a rallying call for the destruction of the people of Israel. He also attempted to portray the Israeli soldiers as engaging in brutality against pregnant women and even babies. We see images of premature babies who were pulled out of their mother's womb.
We have tunnel rats around here. Them fuckers dig through the ground like it's nothing.
On top of that, he's a friggin' liar. State Department source said screenshots of his social media activity shows virulent anti-Semitism. Madawi played an active role in the fall 2024 student protests. It goes on and on and on. Shouting through a megaphone, anti-Semitic rhetoric. And they all call for the destruction of the West, by the way. He was co-president of Columbia Students for Justice in Palestine. Well, there you are. That's a Hamas front group, which celebrated the October 7th terror attack, calling it an unprecedented historic moment for the Palestinians in Gaza. So he's one of the leaders. He was the co-president of Students for Justice in Palestine at Columbia University. Now, how come the Associated Press didn't report any of this? Oh, this poor guy was just picked up. Just picked up. They have footage of this guy. It shows him being escorted with his hands shackled in front of him, surrounded by federal agents. He called his detention kind of a death sentence, according to Intercept. Intercept is a whacked-out left-wing coup website.
Patrick, as soon as you enlist, you're a non-commissioned officer. Every rank in the enlisted rank, E1 to E9, are non-commissioned officer, and E4 is a non-commissioned officer. You're not commissioned, you're enlisted. That's what NCO stands for. Means you're enlisted. I was an NCO. In the Navy, they don't use that term, but we are a non-commissioned officer. The enlisted ranks from the lowest private to the top fucking E9 are not commissioned officers. They're NCOs, non-commissioned officers. That's what it means. Seriously, it does. You're a non-commissioned officer, whether you're an E1, E2, E3, it doesn't matter what you are. You're a non-commissioned. You're not commissioned. You're not an officer, so you're a non-commissioned officer in the military. That's what that fucking means.
Memory reports, they have a video of Dearborn Heights fundraiser and poetry night for Palestine. This American empire must fall. People here are willing to fight and put their lives on the line to bring these Western empires down. How do you like that? That's right. That's what they say. This is from March 19th. Not that long ago. Is the audio pretty good, Mr. Producer? We haven't heard this yet. All right, so let's ramp it up. It's only about 30 seconds. And this is in your own country. In your own country, Dearborn Heights fundraiser and poetry night for Palestine in Dearborn Heights, Michigan. Go.
The message for the people of Gaza is going to be more of the message that should be sent to the people here, in that they have achieved the victory. We haven't done anywhere near enough. And the people here, I promise you, we do feel ashamed. We do feel like
I don't believe he doesn't know this. You're not very educated, Patrick.
And in the form that it must come,
your fucking grammar, your English, your syntax is horrible.
Since the beginning, the imperial Western powers that have been hurting our people since the beginning, they must fall. And inshallah, they will fall. And my message to the people of Gaza and the oppressed peoples across the world.
And he goes on, but that's what we've got. It must fall. He talks about we're willing to fight and put their lives on the line to bring these Western empires down. So this is what we're importing into our country.
Hey, Charlie, I think he wants me to love him like I love you.
Of what immigration was supposed to be and used to be. Immigration
patty cakes
is not a right. And so when you hear these former federal prosecutors and others, when you read National Review and these others, and they're going on and on about habeas corpus and the right to due process and so forth and so on, the right to notice. Here you have a couple hundred.
Block him, Charlie.
Venezuelan international gangsters,
block him.
Terrorists. Give them notice. They'll never show up.
Block him.
They sought to bring a class action suit. I mean, they got all these slip and fall lawyers.
That or ignore him.
And you have to make a decision in this country. Do you want to protect the country?
You know, that's what he does. I'm just going to let him
every single person get
soak.
Process?
Go ahead, Patrick.
People
Post
who are
away,
here
you
on
stupid
student
fuck. Everybody will block you.
People who graduate the green cards when you catch them on film and so forth and so on. Ladies and gentlemen, that is a prescription for the destruction of America. We simply do not have the capacity to process all these people as if they have, number one, full due process rights, but number two, some other level of due
You do it
process.
to me,
Course,
Charlie, constantly.
These people who
as soon as I go in chat, you're posting my name.
What other level of due process are they talking about that is sufficient? Does the constitutional level apply? Well, if it doesn't apply,
I give
then
you
where are
both
they getting their
wrenches.
standards from?
And then if
What
you piss
kind of
me
due
off, I'll
process
time you
is
out.
Due process enough. And on top of that, what kind of notice before we even get the due process is notice enough? And how much time in advance do you give people notice? I mean, the number of people we have in ICE is minuscule compared to the
You
number
are
of
a
people who
clown,
are here
Patty
illegally.
Cakes. You are one fucking clown.
Because of what's been done to this country by the prior regime.
Where's your buddy Patrick
The
New
opening
York
of the
at
borders and
there?
Flying people into this
Patrick
country. This is
Rowe.
another thing, parole. You've
I'm
heard this word,
going to
parole.
address that
Get out
right
of your
now. Yeah, I looked into acid trips chat this morning. 4 o'clock in the morning, Patrick's over there. Billy Aiden can't be around kids. Hey, Dougie, fuck you and fuck your friend Patrick New York. Fuck both you cocksuckers. I know why you come up here, Doug. I know exactly why you come up here. Nobody goes to your chat, Doug. Nobody's in there fucking posting away. You fucking have 3-4 people. Everybody's got a ranch. You know, everybody has to have a ranch. Your chat sucks, Doug. Your chat is nothing but a base for all your fucking wrenches to go to other chats and attack people, Doug. That's what you do. Wiggin was right about you, and so was an Empress Chinchilla. Oh, it's nothing serious. It's just chat. Yeah, okay, Dougie. Your friends come at me, Dougie. Why is that? Especially your British friends, Doug. That's a good way to piss the cook off. You should never piss the cook off, Doug. Do you have any idea what cooks do, especially on submarines? You work in a wardroom serving the captain, you hear things that you probably shouldn't hear. And if you repeat them, you can get in a lot of trouble. How about it, Doug? You going to pay me a visit, Doug, since all your friends want to troll me? Every one of your fucking wrenches, they hide behind sock accounts and they come at me.
Unless each and every one of them gets a due process procedure.
Doug?
You see how it works? It's a disgrace, and anybody who supports this is a disgrace. What I'm finding now is a lot of people like to self-identify as righteous, standing up to Trump, standing up against the system. We've never seen anything like this. So we've seen a lot
Training.
of this. That's why I talk about internment camps. That's why I talk about Dwight Eisenhower and so forth and so on. We saw a lot worse than this in the 4 years of Biden. It was horrendous. Horrendous. And people have died. They've been raped. They've been brutalized. Little kids have been sexually abused and on and on and on. Tell me, how many of these people who we have deported as a result of us deporting them, in the process of deporting them, killed, raped, molested little kids. None. My point is,
about it, Patrick.
The administration
why don't you come on up here and make a joke that I shouldn't be around kids or I'm not allowed around kids? Patrick, New York.
And people are forgetting.
Hey, Dougie, your friend's going to get fucking trolled tonight.
The purpose of immigration isn't to make people who live here like us.
Your friend there is an ignorant motherfucker, Doug.
Here legally, you come through here, you jump through the hoops. You come through here, you show allegiance to the United States. You're assimilated into our culture. You just heard this bastard at Dearborn Heights fundraiser and poetry night for Palestine talk about willing to fight, put their lives on the line.
I got a message. I'm going to give it.
Overthrow the American empire. And people, due process. Be right back.
News Talk.
Hey, Rocky. It's Dougie Doug doing that with you. His fucked up crew. Yeah, that's what they do. Ever who John Mahowitz is. I made the accusation that it was DA. And then after a while, I seen him, but he blocked me. DA blocked me. He blocked me when I cloned John Mahowitz. He didn't know who was doing it, and he blocked that clone. Didn't you, DA? Huh? Hey, DA, why don't you come on up? Bring Logical with you. I see you brought up about me up on your panel debating Logical. Oh, Logical won. Oh, he destroyed Hayden. All he did is sit there and piss and moan. That's all Logical does is piss and moan. He's a fucking pansy-ass motherfucker. So there you go, Rocky. I can pretty much tell you who's fucking trolling you like that. They're in Dougie's chat. Those wrenches in Dougie's chat, that's their main base, and then they go out to other chats and on the attack. How about it, Doug? Am I lying? You're all worried you didn't want to get too friendly with Billy because you might lose some friends? Siberian Gal Pal is one of them. Yeah. Oh, they're being held accountable right now, Patrick. You have no idea, Patrick. You have no fucking clue. I remember seeing your name in JC's chat the first year she was using StreamYard. And I certainly don't remember your name in the CNN or Gramps or Juju chat. Now, I don't claim to be a genius, but, I do have a good memory.
Are you going to shake my hand? I'm having a stroke. Wow, you're not even moving.
I bought some new candy. I got Biddle honey. I got the nougats. Yeah, I got that nougat, boy. I tell you what. I got the nougats.
F, face dripping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911 immediately. Know the sudden signs. Spot a stroke fast. Visit strokeassociation.org. Brought to you by the American Stroke Association and the Ad Council. Clarity and content for a complex world.
I'm going to be far more thorough and specific than ever before.
News Talk 105.9. Making sense of the news.
This is Women's Work with Nicole Khalil. I would rather have the temporary pain of discomfort than the avoidable pain of regret. There are too many of us that we're waiting for something, and the clock is ticking. Redefining what it means.
We'll start with these first. Fruit slices.
This wild, chaotic, and beautiful world.
Fruit slices.
In it. That is Women's Work. This is Women's Work from Believe. Follow and listen on your favorite.
I bought two of them. Look at how much I ate out of that motherfucker already. So we got them.
Allegiance flag supply. April 5th was Gold Star Officers Day. April 23rd is Army Reserve Birthday. May 1st is Silver Star Banner Day. I fly my American flag from Allegiance Flag Supply on my house. A flag that was handmade in Charleston, South Carolina.
White nougat.
Those cheap flags that fall apart that were made overseas and about to get more expensive, they're not an Allegiance flag. Every single part of Allegiance.
Pop one of them in your mouth. You'll like it. Nougat. 0 bar. That's what's in a zero bar. Nougat. I got the nougat.
Code Levin, Levin. You'll also get free shipping right now. That's showallegiance.com. Promo code Levin, Levin. And fly a real American flag made here in America for America.
Making sense of your work. Where to begin? News Talk 105.9 WMAL. Thanks for taking this call. Making sense of the news. Tomorrow on the Chris White Show, Hollywood wants to edit out Donald Trump from the movie Home Alone 2. I am on WMAL.
Obviously, folks, these are tough times for many people. Interest rates have dropped, and I would encourage you to take advantage of that. A lot of folks are struggling every day to keep up with their bills, for basic food, energy, and a roof over their head. It takes time to fix these things. The Biden stagflation runs deeply. Trillions and trillions are spent. Create all kinds of
At one time, that was full of pot.
And so many of you have credit cards, and your credit card balances.
I smoked all the pot out of that motherfucker.
Interest is through the roof. But I want homeowners, I want you to listen up. Here's a lifeline. Interest rates have fallen into the fives. It's nearly a quarter of the average credit card rate, into the fives. And the interest you pay on a refi is tax deductible up to $10,000. American Financing is helping homeowners just like you save on average $800 a month by tapping into your home's equity and wiping out high interest debt. And the best part is there's no obligation. There's no upfront fees to get started. Credit card rates are insane. If you're carrying a balance every month, you're stuck in an endless debt cycle, aren't you? Break free from this today. Break free from this today. Call American Financing salary-based mortgage consultant. See how much you can save. You can liberate yourself. And if you start now, you may delay the next 2 mortgage payments. So call American Financing today, 888-900-1828, 888-900-1828. It's 888-900-1828, or visit American Financing.
Look at them lines.
NMLS 182334. NMLS.
Hey, Lady Venom, I'm old enough to be your dad. All right? Look at my forehead. Ain't much for wrinkles here. I mean, I got some crow's feet going, you know. I am 63. 63 is 63. I could be dead tonight. Now, once you hit 60, it's fucking pretty much all downhill life is from there. Why are you even here, Yee? Huh? Why are you here? How come JT hasn't been streaming? Was he got a game or all that? And what about Gotti? That fucker tried. He come up here last night. I wouldn't let him up. No, I don't. I didn't want to talk to you, Gotti. I really don't. Fuck you, Gotti. You had your chance. Yeah, Dougie. There you are. Fucktard. There. I got my wish tonight. Thanks for coming, Doug. I appreciate it.
Is attempting to conquer much of the Middle East.
Hey, your boy Patrick wants to say that I can't be around children. He's fucking doing quite the troll job there, Dougie. Your chat fucking sucks. Go in there and ain't nothing. Meter reads 2. All you get's a bunch of fucking wrenches. Ain't nothing going on there, Doug. And your pal Patrick New York wants to fuck with me. So there you go, Doug. Siberian gal pal stuck right up JC's ass. Fuck you, Patrick. What are you gonna fucking do? You ain't gonna do jack shit. What the fuck you gonna do, Patrick? And you guys are the ones trolling fucking Rocky. And you know, there's a lot of Trump hatred in fucking Dougie's chat.
Are you with them? Learn more at USO.org today.
I was choosing alcohol.
I ain't forgetting what you did with Coffee Man. Your fucking people go out to other chats, they pick fights, and they run back to your place. Fuck you, Doug.
Visit mentalhealthcareworks.org. A message from the American Psychiatric Association Foundation.
I'm thinking maybe you should have never come up here, Doug. That's why at first I said no. I was really, I didn't want this guy coming up here. Fuck this idiot.
The type that will stop at nothing. No more bloodshed.
Well, good. My place is about politics. They don't talk about politics, but they go everywhere else and talk about politics. And they harass all your fucking wrenches. Harass people, Doug. Every single fucking one of them. So fuck you, Doug.
Join us now at jdrf.org.
I'm not crying. You're the one crying. You're the one in a foreign chat going to Acid Trips chat and posting about me in his chat at 4:00 in the morning. Fuck both of you. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Do something. Mondia. Dougie's a fucking New York liberal. Not a conservative bone in his fucking body. He's one of them from down southern part of the state. I know how you people are. You fucking got your nose right up near. Dougie thinks he's fucking better than people. Don't you, Dougie?
Become a smarter draft fan right now on the PFF NFL podcast. The PFF NFL podcast, part of the Believe Network. Follow and listen on your favorite platform.
Very doubtful Dougie would give his life for his country. He would never take that oath. He's about him. Dougie, you are a liberal. You know you are.
Good evening. I'm Barbara Britt. Shots fired at a high school in Dallas, Texas today, with reports of 4 people injured and the shooter on the loose.
We had 4 students injured today and were transported to area hospitals.
Assistant Police Chief Christina Smith, one of the students is in serious condition. The 3 others have non-life-threatening injuries. President Trump defending his tariff plan, insisting dozens of nations have reached out to make a deal, telling Fox.
We're making.
And it's not just politics, Doug.
Taking in billions
right?
and billions, hundreds of billions of dollars in tariffs.
Your people troll people from your chat. And when they come there, if they come there to confront anybody, like what I did with Coffee Man there, 2 years ago that was anyways. And you got Mike Harrison. Oh, I made you 2 years ago. You were a nobody, dog. Yeah, I'm Mike Harrison, and I make people famous in YouTube.
Of Salvadoran Kilmar Abrego Garcia, who was deported to an.
You mean nothing to me? Well, yeah, you come in here. Oh, watch me get banned. Billy will ban me automatically. I won't last 5 minutes. I'm Patrick, New York. Fuck you. You're logical. You're Patrick Francis Callahan. That's exactly who you are. And I can see both you and Dougie being on the same page.
Error, the Supreme Court ordered the administration to facilitate Abrego Garcia's
Yep.
return. In Loudoun County in 19.
You and Rusty claimed she had you under her wing there, fucking Dougie. That me and Dougie control you, Billy. We own you, Billy. Yeah, that stupid bitch comes up here and Wiggins on me. She won't come up here on her own, talk to me one-on-one. I knew it was her. I'm glad Wiggin didn't just leave. I handle that pretty good. Come on up, Rusty. I dare you. Ring Gotti with you.
On this deadline day, the comptroller's office wants to help.
I'm already relaxed, Patrick. You guys are the one. You and your friend Dougie, you guys got your underwear all fucking in a bunch.
New details are coming to light about the final days of actor Gene Hackman and his wife.
Authorities have released new details in the deaths of Gene Hackman and his wife, Betsy Arakawa, including internet searches and emails from their final days. The 65-year-old Arakawa died in February of hantavirus, a rare rodent-borne disease. The 95-year-old actor died about a week later from heart disease complicated by Alzheimer's. Rodent droppings were discovered in several detached garages on the property. Searches on Arakawa's computer showed she was looking up flu-like symptoms, COVID-related dizziness, and local healthcare providers. Michelle Polino.
I don't wonder why nobody comes here, Patrick. That's all in your head. Patrick, you and Dougie are fucking butt buddies. That's all there is to it. Fuck both of you. Should have been honest with me. You don't like me, you don't like me. Why are you in my chat? If I'm just a nobody, whatever, why are you guys in my chat then? Why are you always watching me? Why are you always at other places talking about Billy Hayden? Because I'm watching. So, fuck you, Patrick, New York. I'm the real New Yorker here. You're a fucking libtard motherfucking dumb fuck. Right here's the Yankee. Patrick, did you serve your country? You want to make fun of my military? Well, then go to him then. Why are you in my stream? You're saying I don't appreciate you. Why come here?
(367-7878) or click virginialasertherapy.com today.
Yeah. I live with my decisions. I'm pretty sure it was a bad decision letting Dougie come up here. But I can't do nothing about it now. It's done and over with. He just dishonest. You just like JC, Dougie. Stuck up her ass. All your people were in CNN chat. You got your little fucking troll farm going. You got to behave a certain way so people don't get the wrong idea about you. And then comes Billy Hayden. I'm just a potato peeler. I don't know much other than that. JC, you're such a fucktard. You actually think I wanted to get into your pants and have sex with you? What a dumb fuck. What are we, 14? Your words, JC. You said your father gave you permission to marry, and you were 17 and he was 42. Oh, he was divorced for a year. Takes 9 months to have a baby. You had 2 of them.
7 News Chief Meteorologist Veronica Johnson at the First Alert Weather Center. Right now, 57 degrees in Burke.
No, Patrick, you demand that I appreciate that you're here. You're demanding that I accept you as my friend.
Are you ready to open your heart?
No, you're the one that's here, Patrick. Go open your own chat. Dougie's got his chat. Go there. Nobody goes there to chat. You guys go to other chat. That's why this is here. All right? And Dougie's mad because he's not, he thought he was going to have something and he doesn't. I don't go to Dougie's chat. I don't go there. No, his friends don't like me. Why am I going to go somewhere where I'm not appreciated? Siberian Gal Pal doesn't appreciate me. The others in there don't appreciate. I don't think Tanya appreciates me. Right? You got Paul in there. You got all the fucking British fucks. And they're attacking everybody all the time, Dougie, your fellow citizens. So fuck you, Doug.
3811. We'll take calls at the bottom of the next hour. So I was talking about Iran and what Witkoff had been saying. And the concern is that we not enter into another Obama deal, basically an Obama 2.0. Where the Iranians make all kinds of agreements to reduce the amount of fizzle processing that they're doing.
Care what he
but of
does.
Course,
backstage. Gives a fuck.
Done it to the UN. They're buddies at the UN.
Bottom line is he goes to other chats, him and his blue wrenches, and they harass people. But he won't allow any of that in his chat. So fuck him.
So you need to be very hard-nosed about this.
Yeah.
And so this is what I posted today. Because
I watched him when he went to see Mississippi. And there's Jeffy up on the panel.
Under all circumstances. You can imagine who that is. Who they are.
JC thinks I'm fucking jealous. Are you kidding me? You're right, you are, right. JC, you're kidding, right? You think I'm jealous of you, JC?
But this post
I look like I'm jealous.
Another diplomatic solution with an Islamist Nazi regime that has killed our troops, sought to assassinate our president, has sworn to destroy our country, that funds terrorism around
Shut
the
up,
world.
Patrick. Go back to Dougie's chat. Go to Zenny's chat. Wherever. Go hang out at JC's. Quit fucking whining. Because that's what you're doing.
Taiwan,
You're fucking blatting,
of
bitch.
course, is hell-bent on destroying Israel. They've lied about every aspect of this nuclear program, even to their ally, the UN. They laugh at us. And
You guys are the reason I'm the only wrench in my chat.
Agreements. The appeasers.
And I've handed wrenches out. Rusty's had a wrench. Gotti's had, certain people have had wrenches.
Realists, warmongers.
You whining. You're whining right now. You whine all the time. I watched you whine about JC.
With their moronic propaganda and abundant ignorance. They assure us a terrorist state.
You're the silly one.
Nuclear weapons is not to be feared.
You're silly.
We can manage it.
You're the silly one.
As they desperately seek to have President Trump follow the same suicidal path Obama and Biden have blazed. If there's a grand diplomatic solution, it must require the immediate dismantling of Iran's nuclear program. Although Iran's special pleaders out there argue that that's too tough. It's too tough. Iran will never agree to that. Proving the point. Proving the absurdity of their position and the true intentions of Iran. No, they will never agree to it because they want their bomb. How will this great deal be enforced, by the way? What's the magical formula? Let's hear it. What is it? Otherwise, our party and the administration will be responsible for one of the greatest failures ever, ushering in a nuclear Iran with intercontinental missiles armed with nuclear warheads aimed at we, the people. And nothing will stop Iran from making hundreds of these missiles, sharing technology with others, including terrorists, and placing missile launchers elsewhere on the planet. A total disaster that, in fact, will become unmanageable. This cannot stand. You love your children, you love your grandchildren. Well, our children and grandchildren expect us to protect them, as past generations protected us like the greatest generation. Are we going to step up or buckle to the so-called influencers and isolationists who will drive us into 1,000 years of darkness, assuming we even survive the next 100 years? The Islamists are a death cult. They're evil. They hate all we love. They hate you. Read their writings, listen to their speeches, look at their actions. They've made their intentions crystal clear. I have great faith in President Trump, not in some of those trying to pressure him to appease the Iranians, and who none of us voted for, and who most Americans know nothing about. I support the president completely when he says no nukes for Iran. I know he means it. We should immediately rally around him and his declaration and let him know we agree with him. No nukes for Iran. No peace in our time phony declarations being urged on him. Either Iran provably and immediately dismantles its development of nuclear weapons, or we should do it for them. And the anti-Semites out there keep going on about how this is about Israel. Well, of course it involves Israel.
I
It
hate
involves us, the United States of America. And you have to be a fool not to realize this, because they tell us this. They tell us this. You know, a friend of mine sent to me, my friend Chris in Chicago, a link that Byron Donalds had posted. I think it was last night. At an event, and there he was up there speaking. I assume it's in Florida, where he's running for governor. And he has said this before. He said it to me. He said it in other public places. But it was so kind of him and really made my heart swell, to be perfectly honest with you. I've been in this business a long time, and you don't know who you're going to affect. You don't know who you're going to influence. That's not why you do it. You do things because you believe they're right. You do things because you believe that we are a good people, a beneficent people. And behind these microphones and TV cameras, that's what I do. Some people do anything for ratings, for clicks, or whatever. That's not. I don't do that. And so, like, I began the show with the Korematsu decision and the issue of due process. After I began the show, I actually took in a second-year law school class, perhaps too quickly, to talk about so-called implied power, so-called judicial review, and so forth. Unfortunately, on the pages of the National Review, you're not going to read this stuff anymore. Instead, all you read is Trump violating the courts, which in and of itself isn't even true. But Byron Donalds, who grew up in New York City.
It's getting to the point, Patrick. You got one choice.
Brooklyn or the Bronx.
Click on my link.
He talks about.
You too,
he
Doug.
wasn't always a conservative.
You won't do it, Doug. You think you're above it.
How did he become?
That's all right.
He's a great guy.
I'm doing it my way.
It's a little under 2 minutes. Let's kick up the volume. Cut one, Mr. Producer. Go.
And so from there, I went back to another Tea Party rally. And at this Tea Party rally, I was given a book. And it was a law by Frederick Bastiat.
It's hard to hear.
That book from looking at politics to understanding the never-ending fight of human liberty and the original purpose of law. From there, I started reading John Locke and Montesquieu because I started listening to different things online. And they're like, yeah, this John Locke guy was pretty smart. He was the guy that kind of gave the framers of some of the original basis of forming the U.S. Constitution. And when I'm going through all that, I heard somewhere about some guy named Mark Levin. And I was like, well, who is this guy? And I turned on his radio show. And this guy sounds nuts. And he's yelling all the time. And I'm like, why is this guy yelling? And my mother's words came back again. And her words were,
I don't know how well you can hear that.
take the time to really listen and understand. So I started listening more to Mark Levin. The reason why he resonated to me is because he would give me examples of what he was talking about. He would give me the
coming through.
He would talk about the books where he pulled this information from. It wasn't superficial. There was actual meat to go and read. And I'm going to tell you, I would be listening to Mark Levin, and I would go find all the articles, and I'm sitting there, and I'm reading the articles. This is now 2010. I listen to so much Mark Levin in my car that all of my kids know his voice. They know the phone number. Whatever the number is. So when they find me, Mark Levin, I said, guys, this is Mark Levin. Like, oh man, we know you.
Isn't that nice? It's very kind. And the truth is, you know, Mr. Bruce, wherever I go, people come up to me and say things like this. They're very, very kind, folks. I was at a Panera eating something I'm not supposed to eat. I think it was yesterday or the day before. And husband and his wife and the son. You know, I wear a hat. I wear glasses, not shades, just regular glasses. And when I open my mouth, Mr. Producer, people say, oh, whoa, who's that? My distinctive nasal voice. And just so nice, just so kind. I get this everywhere, all the time. But it's very, very nice of Byron to say that. I have people come up to me and say, I read your book, it made a difference in my life. I will listen to your radio show. Most of it's the radio show. Sometimes it's TV, but most of it's the radio show. But I want to thank you all. I want to thank Byron, too. We'll be right back.
Mark Levin. News Talk 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news.
Hey, weekend warriors, how's a little trail therapy sound right now? Hop in. Let's go for a ride in the all-new Nissan Armada Pro 4X. Tune out all those working days and turn up that twin-turbo V6 engine. Instead of letting the kids play online, show them some epic inclines. Turn your 8-person family dinner into an exhilarating off-road adventure. The all-new Nissan Armada is here. Intelligent four-wheel drive cannot prevent collisions or provide enhanced traction in all conditions. Always monitor traffic.
Well, click on the link then, Patrick. Come on up. I want to hear your voice.
Make their wish come true.
I want to know who you are.
Fight a critical illness. Just imagine what you do.
I know who Charlie is. That's why I don't really ban him. because I know who he is. I let him come in. I don't know who you are, Patrick. You're hiding your identity from me. I have a right to know who you are, fucktard. Go back to Acid Trip's chat. Go over and fucking play with him. Or click on my link.
The Sean Ryan Show Peak Points. Get timeless inspiration from the very best of the Sean Ryan Show.
What do you think of working with the SEALs? We went out every night going after bad guys. I was humbled.
I said my chat was going to be for veterans, and if I know for a fact you're a veteran, I don't care your political persuasion or whatever. I support all veterans. And everybody should support our veterans.
The Sean Ryan Show Peak Points. Follow and listen on your favorite platform.
You're another one, Colin C. You're nobody. You're gonna remove your comment, Colin, or what? Yeah, he retracted his comment. Why you do that, Colin? Wait, you want to go to JC and brag that I banned you, or what? You know what? Colin, you are one dumb motherfucker.
News Talk 105.
Yeah, well, there it is. Do it again, Patrick. Stop spamming my fucking link. Just click on the link, Patrick. Come on up. Otherwise, I'm going to think you're Patrick Callahan, and, I'm going to treat you accordingly. You're a fucktard. Fuck you, Patrick.
Sonia's who I wish I could be.
I cannot be someone in the program for PTO.
Pay time off. See, you never had a real job.
Give them Lala. It is nothing but honesty.
You guys know.
Follow and listen on your favorite platform.
Your phone has a lot of apps, but how many of them help you make sense of your world? The new WMAL app gives you the latest headlines, perspective from the voices you trust, and weather info to keep you in the know, all without having to remember yet another password.
Yeah, I'm all right with that.
Stream your
Is that fucker going to change or what?
and access our podcast archives, all with the new WMAL app.
Thank you.
Get the WMAL app today on Google Play or the Apple app.
Yeah, I took a big hit that time, Charlie. It fucking cleared my sinuses.
Organization supports LGBTQ rights. That's right. That other so-called senior advocacy group is pushing a radical left-wing agenda. They've been in bed with the left for years. That's why I stand with AMAC, the Association of Mature American Citizens. It's the conservative alternative, and they're fighting to protect the America we grew up loving. Anyone can join AMAC regardless of your age.
See if this lets me do this in my own chat.
60, but they want every freedom-loving American in the fight. And right now, AMAC is offering a 5-year membership for $31. Normally, it's $60. That's a 47% off. But this offer ends on April 30th, and you're $31.
Yeah, you know the routine, what I do, Charlie, right?
Across this great country. Oh, and did I mention you get fantastic benefits and discounts like nowhere else? Go to amac.us/Levin right now. amac.us/LEVIN. That's amac.us/Levin. Join the fight.
Colin thinks he's funny.
Making sense of your world.
Colin, why you keep retracting your remarks? You don't care if I block you or whatever, right? I guess you don't care if I time you out.
Consequences. Download the WMAL app to stream us for free.
Charlie, do you see Colin C when he posts? Can you see his handle? Does he have you blocked?
Press card's amazing. If he's with a foreign leader or it's a particular topic or something like that. And his press secretary, Caroline Levitt, she has a press conference every day. So we get tons of transparency, tons, as opposed to the last administration where we got absolutely none.
All right.
All purposeful.
You telling me the truth? Because now I'm going to block him.
And the other day when the president was with the president of El Salvador, the Constipated News Network's Dana Bash actually interrupted.
As a matter of fact,
the presser. When the president was talking about how
I got a better
CNN,
idea.
Hates the country and so forth and so on. And CNN does hate the country. That's why CNN doesn't do news. That's why CNN only hires Democrats. Well, they have a Republican here and there, showboats and so forth, but that's about it. But in the newsroom, it's clear they're all Democrats. And
it doesn't even show there.
And yet they're treated like a real news organization. So there they are. The president is doing his thing, and CNN's Dana Bash interrupts. Cut 4, go.
Before I get to you, I just want to say, for the record, since we heard President Trump say in the Oval Office that CNN hates our country, CNN does not hate our country. That should go without saying. I've been here for 32 years, and I see
that's part of it. Part of the problem. Go ahead.
In him trying to say such a thing.
No, how dare he? Whatever you do, Dana, don't read my book, The Democrat Party Hates America. Your head will explode. Oh, yes, because it does. And so does CNN. If you don't, you have a funny way of showing it. You are state-run media when the Democrats are in charge, and you are the opposition state-run media when the Republicans are in charge. Everybody sees it. CNN is a mouthpiece that is supportive of Hamas by repeatedly using their data. I'm waiting for every host on that network to.
I unbanned you, Colin.
Including Jake Tapper. They would just take the information.
Charlie's going to see
Hamas
everything you
people,
post.
So even Hamas has humiliated them.
That way I have a witness. You don't have to just rely on my word if I say something.
So,
although my word is good. That's the big difference between JC and I. You can't trust anything she says.
And if you love America, you have a
You can't trust anything a lot of you fuckers say.
Congo-line Democrat, just by the guests CNN brings on. The guests. Why would you bring them a socialist, a Stalinist, more accurately, like Bernie Sanders on all the time? Is he really representative of anything? Bernie Sanders, I mean, he comes from a county we call a state, Vermont. Does he represent somebody? He goes around.
That's a big deal when I give a wrench out.
Audience, and he's not going anywhere. He's not going anywhere. You know, you got a Stalinist out there pulling the crowds together. If we had a Klansman,
that's the danger you have when you come in here to troll me. I'm going to clone you. If you give me grief, I'm going to fucking clone you.
And he was
if I like you, I might clone you too.
And he is a Marxist today.
Like I say, I'm a benevolent
troll. So why
troll.
cover him as often and as thoroughly as they do? They wouldn't do it with the Klansmen, and they shouldn't do it with it either.
You're dealing with a cook from a submarine, Patrick. You have no fucking clue.
What do I know?
What I fucking might be capable of.
And so
you never know what's going to pop in this fucking head.
Ramirez, Democrat, Illinois. You've got other Democrats coming to the defense.
Yeah, I'm not cloning your dead mother.
Mouthpieces here in America. They're speaking up a whole lot more in defense of the Hamas wing of the Democrat Party than they certainly did about the Jews who are under attack in our own country. And notice they never speak up for the United States. They never speak up and say, don't burn our flag. No, they never do any of that. So here's Chris Holland announcing on CNN, that loves our country, mind you, that he's going to El Salvador to show solidarity for Obregon Garcia. Now, Obregon Garcia is in
Don't be timing anybody out, Charlie.
Illegally. And a wife and some kids. And the media wants you to believe
JC lost that bet. She took that wrench away from me before the bet was even over.
Poor guy, just a hard worker.
Although I'd still have a wrench in her child, I wouldn't time anybody out.
American dream in the state of Maryland, just minding his own business.
Fucked her all up when she did that.
When our government tells them over and over again, no, he was an active member of MS.
She took it away. She's afraid what I was going to do.
So they keep lying about the guy. Then they go on about how it was a mistake to deport him because the lawyer who argued the case was suspended or removed because he was sabotaging
goofy
the
fuck.
case. You understand? It doesn't even matter if he's a member of the gang or so.
Yeah, Charlie, that dumb fucker Patrick Rowe went into Acid Trip's chat this morning and posted a comment about me and that I'm not allowed around children, you know, and they're over there. So we got Acid Drip going. He's one of the ones out there fucking cloning my mother and thinking I contacted Omar across the street. The Muslims are coming to your door, Billy. The Muslims in your village. Oh.
The process or not? Do you have to bring him into the country?
He posted it, and yeah, he did.
Make sure they see.
He posted that in he did.
Or can they
in Acid Trip's chat, he posted that shit.
The answer is they can remove the
Didn't you,
person
Patrick?
on the
New
spot
York.
on the border.
Deny
So
it.
why is that? They need
You
to get due
fucking,
process.
you little punk.
You see, they need to explain to us over there and elsewhere what they mean by due process, to whom it applies.
You guys really need to be careful what you ask for.
And who decides.
Now you open a can of worms, you ain't never gonna fucking be able to eat them all.
How impossible what they're saying is.
That's right, Dougie. You fucking wanted me. Patrick's a good guy. You recommend it, right? And he fucking, so fuck you, Dougie. Dougie supports Acid Drip. He does. He supports that shit. And Acid Trip is tied to Zenny. How about you, Zenny? Where are you at? You think it's just all fun and games, and when you know damn well that's what they're doing? He can go ahead and deny it. I dare you. I didn't take screenshot of it. But it wouldn't take much to get that fucking idiot Acid to fucking respond to it. All you got to do is go to his chat. He'll fucking huff and puff and stick his finger up his ass. Yeah, that's not banter. That's not having fun. Yeah, that's he's fuck you, Patrick. You got a problem? You do have a problem now, Patrick. Should never did that. You should come to me first. You're not my friend. You don't want to be friendly. And I'm right. That is that's Patrick Francis Callahan. I'm telling you, he's right in with Dougie because they live right close together. Yeah, and you let Mike Harrison run roughshod in your chat there, Dougie. No, we don't do that here. You got to be nice to people. As your fucking idiot wrenches sit there and they're not nice to people, Doug. That's an issue. You're no different than Rusty. And JT's fucking sucking Rusty's ass because Rain wants, be friends with Rusty. About it, Rusty. Come sue me. Take me to court. Come on. You fat, ugly bitch.
To get all the headlines,
Won't turn your fucking camera on.
Get sick from something.
You want to fucking criticize everybody else? At least Lady Venom does turn her camera on.
In the United States. But you've also heard of salmonella.
You guys use all my word. When I did that with her, you guys were all happy. Oh, Lady Venom. Wrinkles.
Make sure you're cooking your red meat chicken.
And my comment to you, Bud Noble, you claim you're a born again Christian. Why are you fucking palling around with Lady Venom? She hates Christianity. Yeah, we are. She wouldn't have come up here the other night when Wiggin come up here.
Should not sit out any longer than that before being eaten.
If Wiggin come up on my panel right now, they'd all fucking storm to my chat.
How's it going? I'm having Are you going to shake my hand? I'm having
JC bragged about, I can moderate a chat with 500 people all by myself. I did it. Fuck you, JC. You need all them moderators because of your trolling. JC's the first one to have a sock account and make trolls. Claims she blocks you. Oh, I block you. No, you sit there and you watch. I know you watch my chat. You posted the score up there the other night. I had like 4, just like what I have right here. You gonna say that now Charlie and I are sucking each other's cock? I just gave him a wrench.
It's hard to concentrate on two things
because I can pretty much count on Charlie running back to Wiggin and telling him everything.
How will you stop texting and driving?
So people like Colin C and Patrick New York has Charlie blocked, which I'm pretty sure they do.
Hey, I'm Reba McIntyre. In life, you'll hear a lot of people tell you that you can do anything you want. I'm here to tell you that's true. Since I was a little girl, I dreamed of becoming a successful singer and entertainer.
And then there's Charmy. Yeah, you're a hypocrite, Charmy. I caught you. You are. You're a hypocrite. You thought I was going to go along and, oh, just everything's wonderful, Charmy. Thanks for supporting Donald Trump. You're a great Canadian, Charmy. What a dumb fuck. She's in with fucking Rusty. I've had enough of you, Charmy. Well, he might be in the shitter or something and missed something, Charlie. Or, you know, he does have a disabled daughter to take care of. A little hard to pay attention to chat every fucking second when you got, you know, you got to interact. Yeah, I guess this past weekend he had some family visitors, so that's good. You got a break from it. Caretakers need to take a break. It can be very stressful having to take care of a disabled person every day.
Every single one of us can make the stars align. Because when we come together, hope and joy will shine. Wishes need stars.
Well, Charlie, you do realize I'm fucking stirring the pot, simmering the stew. Where'd you go, Patrick, New York? Where are you? You coming back or you done? Huh? You gonna go over to fucking Acid Drips chat and cry over there again? That's what you're doing this morning. 15 hours ago.
I always like to give you a little bit of information. People seem to like this too, so I do it. How these various businesses work, how ratings work. Let me give you an example: cable TV or network TV, any TV. What affects ratings, obviously, is your audience size. And then you have the age group, the so-called demo. What companies look at, whether it's Fox or the others, is the size of the audience, the age diversity of the audience, and one other thing that the ratings publications never tell you.
About it, Colin. Come back, Colin. Make another post.
Or one or the other.
Come on, Colin.
The executives look at who you're up against. What size is their audience?
Charlie would make a good fucking character witness.
The people who know how to run radio stations and own radio stations, they not only look at the number of listeners.
There now, Charlie, if Patrick
or
any of them.
Accuracy, in my view. But what's the time slot and who are you up against?
You can use the 10-second timeout, Charlie. I'll give you that, okay?
Against dinner.
10 seconds, that's it.
You're up against sports. You're up against it. It all matters.
That pisses people off when you do
so
that.
When you're trying to really figure out
lineups, use it wisely.
Who's doing what? You got to look at the whole picture if you're not an ignoramus.
10-second, 1 minute, 5 minute, 30 minute, 24 hours. That's, I thought of that a long time ago. I like this timeout stuff in 5 minutes. I'm like, geez, they must be able to change that.
The Masters ended at about 7:50, 7:55. They tell me.
Yeah, you can use that. You know, if somebody's getting a little.
As a result, at 8
I don't care what they
Sunday
say. You know, I'm sick of the pedophile bullshit. I really am. I'm sick of that. Fuck you, Patrick, New York, you fucker. Come say it to my face, you punk motherfucker.
Next to CBS, there's NBC and there's ABC.
You too, Colin. Come say it to my fucking face.
And so that's prime time. Now, I don't know what the other shows did, but at prime time, the networks run their
I love being fucking dirty, mean, and nasty, ready to fight.
Sporting events start at 5 or 6 or 7.
For a good cause, that is. I don't pick fights.
So it is amazing we get the numbers that we get on Fox. So my show might be up against 10 million. When you add in the other networks, it might be up against 12, 13, 14 million viewers on another group of stations. The show that follows, again, I'm doing this hypothetically. I don't know. Might only be up against 4, 5, 6 million viewers. So the bigwigs, whether it be at Fox or any of these cable stations, they look at this as well. so-called publications like Adweek and they don't pay any attention to this. But it's critical. It's critical in what I do. The time slot is critical. 6 to 9 p.m. Eastern time. It's the toughest time slot in radio, always has been. Because of all the other choices, whether it's sports, whether it's your own lives, and that sort of thing. And so that's a big deal. And we're very proud of this. Very proud of this. I've said to Fox, why don't you give me my 10 p.m. slot back on Saturday? And said, no. We need you there.
I'm not looking at JC's chat.
What's the umbrella?
Well, you guys are welcome to talk about her in the side chat. Whatever.
And we can't do that.
Any of them.
Okay, well, feel free to do it. No, we can't. Chris Van Hollen. This poor, quote-unquote, person from Maryland, you would have thought they're an upstanding citizen. Chris Van Hollen has spent more time talking about this guy, Abrego Garcia, than he's talked about any, and I'm not saying this guy did any, but any of the people in this country who are murdered, raped, otherwise brutalized by illegal aliens. He has talked more, spent more time, worried about Abrego Garcia. Abrego Garcia. He's not really worried about migrants. No, because it's not like he takes the lead or did against Biden and all those undocumented children that were missing. I don't remember him giving regular speeches about that. It's not like he gave regular speeches about all those women sold into sex slavery and pornography. I don't remember Chris Van Hollen condemning Biden, condemning his own party, saying, no, you do have the power to do something about this. Forget about the phony bipartisan legislation. He never did. But now he's going to go to El Salvador because he's a showboat. The same guy, he, and quite frankly, his wife, radicals. In my view, he's an Islamist. That's my opinion. Given his contempt that he has for the Holy Land. Absolute hatred he has for Netanyahu and the people of Israel. He's grotesque. But let's take a listen. He's on CNN today. And all these Democrats, they're really into drama, like that moron from New Jersey, Cory Booker, 25 hours of gibberish, of stupidity. They used to attack the filibuster, even though it wasn't a formal filibuster, but that was the goal. They used to attack the filibuster. Oh, that's a throwback.
My last banana.
To when we have these slaveholders in the Senate. Well, there he is using it. Pretty weird, don't you think, Corey? But here's Van Hollen. I don't know how much of this we'll be able to take, but let's give it a shot. Cut 6, go.
You requested this meeting with President Bukele while he's in D.C. Is the meeting set? Have you heard back?
I did request it. I've not heard back from the president of El Salvador. And as I said in that letter, if I don't hear from him and Abrego,
what are you going to do? What are you going to do? What are you going to do, tough guy? This guy looks like the weakest. Anyway, go ahead.
Quickly returned. I do intend to go to El Salvador.
Wow.
This
What a
week
man.
to show solidarity with his family, as you indicated.
See that? Let's stop and say he's going to show solidarity with the guy. This is how sick these people are. It's going to show solidarity with an illegal immigrant. It's incredible. All the people in the world he could pick out, all the people who need help in the state of Maryland, citizens, all the people who've been subjected to abuse and crimes by illegal aliens in the state of Maryland. But even putting that aside, all the people who've been subjected to crimes by anybody in the state of Maryland, he doesn't conduct it.
It did make me giggle when you did that with DA. That's not what I wanted you to say, Charlie. Well, makes me laugh when they block me. All they have is logical with his spam bots. So I'll block all of them except for one. You're fuck-tired, logical. You really are. You got a high, squeaky fucking voice. I've heard you speaking. You sound like a typical lefty.
Go ahead.
itself has admitted that he was abducted and sent to this prison in error, and he should get.
Okay, hold on a second. See, that's why these guys will never come to my show. They can't. They just can't. They can't be confronted. You see, they don't want to come on my show. He was abducted and sent in error. No, he wasn't. That's what the lawyer said in the courtroom. The lawyer was. I won't call him a liar, even if he is a liar, but the lawyer was misrepresenting the government. He's an illegal alien. How could he have been wrongly abducted and sent back to he's sent back to his homeland, El Salvador. Sent back to his homeland, El Salvador. Go ahead.
I think that the situation for both the Trump administration and the president of El Salvador is unsustainable because the Supreme Court, as you reported, by 9-0, has said the Trump administration has to facilitate his return. And you have the president of El Salvador saying, well, I don't have the power to.
Well, Senator, what's our Supreme Court going to do? Order the president of another country to do? What is going on here? The insanity. The misplaced priorities are unbelievable. Unbelievable. The amount of time this jackass is spending on that illegal immigrant. And of course, over at Constipated News Network, they don't press the fact that he was a member of MS-13. Press them. Say something about it. No. You don't understand. Yeah, I understand. So he's a cause now among the Democrats. He's a cause. Then we have Delia Ramirez, Democrat, Illinois, outside the Capitol Hill, free Mahmoud Khalil, a front for Hamas. This is who the Democrats support. Kadej, go.
And I think that it's a testament of a number of my colleagues who are standing up and saying we need to free Mahmoud Khalil with the letter that you just heard Congressman Paul.
You understand they want Venezuelan gang members free, these judges. They want MS.
That's not very benevolent, is it?
They want pro-Hamas.
That's a fucking contradiction right there.
Individuals who are here, who immigrated by lying to us in the United States, they want them to remain here. Think about this Democrat Party. This Democrat Party wants you and me to sign under their suicide pact. That's what they want. Go ahead.
But the reality, so those 100 people, in one way or another, they're all over standing up to this authoritarian agenda in other committees now. But I
don't even understand exactly what she's saying. Do you, Mr. Producer?
You're talking fast, like logical.
Let's try. Keep going.
We're not. And so I think that for us, it's going to be really important that we're having these conversations with our colleagues, that regardless of how they feel about Palestine or how they feel about this war, I would assume
this has nothing to do with how they feel about Palestine or this war. Anybody who fronts for a terrorist organization and puts out their propaganda and this, that, and the other, they need to get their asses kicked out of the United States. Do you understand that? Do you understand that? I don't think you do. I think you're too stupid. Really, I do.
Come on up, Logical. Call me a piece of shit. Come on there, flower boy. Come on, Logical, you genius. Come up here and show everybody your genius, will you? Let's see what your feet look like after you caught them fuckers on fire and had to have staples in them. Gotti's always wanting to see people's feet. Let's see your feet. I think you burnt your dick when you did that, Logical. We know you burnt your face. You know, I see a picture. Should I bring it up? I see what Logical looks like. Logical fallacy. How about you, A-Cat? Have you ever seen him on live camera long enough to see what he looks like? Come on, Logical. Look at what happened to your fucking chin. Logical, what in the fuck happened to your chin? You're a short, stubby little fucker. Look at you. You're a genius. There you are, Cat. There's your beloved Logical, Mr. Logical. Miyagi, as fucking Jeff Holler, Tombstone. Mr. Miyagi. Look at this fucker. You think he could take a fucking punch to the chin? This fucker ain't even got a chin. He fucking blew half of it off in the fire. Look at how thin his fucking lips are. He doesn't look very happy in this picture. By the way, this was courtesy of Rusty. It's where I got that picture from, is Rusty. When Rusty and Wiggin were doing their thing, they fucking doxed the fuck out of this guy right here. There you are, Logical. That's Logical Folly for the whole, all logical stream of consciousness. There he is right there. Genius. Self-appointed genius. Oh, JC, you got to make everybody love Logical. He's such a good man. There you are, you fucktard. Come on up, Logical. Debate me right here, just you and me. You won't have DA to protect you.
In times like
there ain't nobody to protect you up here. You be on your own. I understand you're afraid of that. But, once you conquer that, you get over that fear, you're good. It's a good relief.
Doesn't get wiped out when markets crash, jump up and down like a roller coaster.
Come on up. Make fun of my mother. Come on.
Portfolio. It's one of the most powerful.
Bring your mother with you, Margaret. I got your address. Fucking your friend there, Acid Trip, keeps fucking posting your address. I don't do it.
The physical gold and silver with no gimmicks. Just solid.
There you are, pal. That's you, right?
So call them.
That's Logical Fallacy. I know it's you because I see on one other panel you had your camera on and I was listening and you fucking. I should have took some screenshots then.
800, 900, 8,000. Protect what you've earned with something you can hold in your hand.
You sit up on Puny Pecker's panel all the fucking time.
Your financial and tax professional.
You've been on EQ's panel. And whatever the deal is there, if you really, maybe you weren't. You have to because Ginger, you guys are all fucking in it together. You turned on Rocky because you're a fucktard. They wouldn't let you in the military. They would not let this fucker in the military.
No holds barred guy. Explains the law to them.
Do something,
they're wrong.
Patrick Francis Callahan.
He tries to battle them so they can't interrupt him. He's a real, very important voice, Stephen Miller, as far as I'm concerned.
A.K.A. Patrick New York.
Still under attack. By the way, they're under attack by the anti-Semites in our own country. By many of the influencers, quote unquote, in our own country. Influencers. What's an influencer? It's a new name that we give to punks who've created nothing, who've built nothing, who've made nothing. But they think they're smarter than you folks. Then, Mr. and Mrs. America. They're not.
I'm hungry. I got to have dinner.
They're a dime a dozen. There's thousands.
I don't know if I can order something and get a delivery or not.
And most of them puff up their numbers through PR and other things. I'm just telling you the truth. This is the toughest format, radio. There's no faking it. There's no faking the numbers and so forth and so on. This is it right here. Israel's under attack constantly, and they're under attack from within. You have Palestinian terrorists who secrete themselves into Tel Aviv or Jerusalem or some of the smaller towns for the purpose of killing people.
Do I order something?
You've got the Houthis, Hezbollah, Hamas. Here in America, most of us can't imagine living under constant threat of terrorism and rocket attacks. But this is the reality in the Holy Land. Parents taking their children to school, falling to the ground, lying on top of them, and the sirens are blaring. And the next attack against Israel could be, well, we don't know when it'll be. It could be any day, it could be any minute, with little time to prepare. That's why I've partnered with a fantastic group, the International Fellowship of Christians and Jews, to provide life-saving aid and security essentials. Your urgently needed.
I still have a pork loin to cook, so I don't really need to order any food.
This is a democracy, right?
I'm not taking this out in the kitchen because when I cook, there's all kinds of steam.
Armored security.
Not good for electronics.
And so forth. Join the International Fellowship of Christians and Jews. It's been around.
Electronics get hot and they have to stay ventilated.
Join them and me.
If you don't ventilate them, keep them ventilated, they overheat.
Call to make your tax-deductible gift now. You can go to 844-866-IFCJ, 844-866-IFCJ, 844-866-IFCJ. I'll tell you what kind of people are on the internet. Many wonderful people. But if you go to my site, Mark Levin Show on Twitter as an example, and you look at some of the comments, your jaw is going to hit the ground. Your jaw is going to hit the ground. The things that these people say about me, about Israel, about Jews, it's just incredible. Absolutely incredible. I'm a patriotic American citizen. That's what I am. But you should see what they say, because they disagree with me or disagree with you. I think we should defend ourselves against Iran that's building nuclear weapons, putting them on.
Fuck them assholes.
Intercontinental ballistic missiles so they can destroy our country.
Fuck
this
it.
is a death cult.
Bunch of savages.
Imagine suicide bombers that take it to the
move to Iran, logical. It's where you belong.
On 9/11. I mean,
fucking
my God, how many more attacks are
stupid
required
fucking Nazi.
to inform us in advance?
The Holocaust is fake. He led the charge on that. Where are you, DA?
They can arm their terrorist friends. They can set up platforms.
Charlie, DA thinks logical fucking destroyed me in a debate.
And I have to sit here and listen to influencers. Some of them are barely out of their diapers.
Now, which one? Roy or Simon? One of them is logical.
Money, being contrarians or anti-Semites or whatever they are. Who the hell knows? This is common sense. This isn't a hard one. We're not talking about a forever war. We're not talking about anything that should deter us from making sure.
Hey, logical, come on up and let me address the things you say.
You know what today is? It's tax day.
Come on up.
Well, now it's tax evening and tax night in some places. And so that doesn't mean your problems go away. For many people, their problems have just started. Maybe you haven't filed your taxes yet.
Let's see what the dictionary gives as a definition.
You just don't know what the hell to do, because you don't have the money to pay your taxes. A lot of people are in a tough corner right now. They don't have the money to pay the IRS, so they don't want to file their returns. Maybe that's some of you. I get it. Well, you're headed for trouble. Wage garnishments, bank levies, property seizures. And you need to get ahead of it, because they'll find you. And going up against the IRS by yourself, they'll destroy you. So take my advice. If you're in a situation like this, don't waste any more time. Call the experts at Tax Network USA. They're the best. They know the system. They have an edge, a preferred direct line to the IRS. They know which agents to deal with, which to avoid like the plague. Yeah, they know the system. They have an edge, a preferred direct line to the IRS. They know
if it was flat, they would never meet.
So whether you owe $10,000 or $10 million, or you don't know what to do, they're genius strategies.
There's your proof right there.
Settle your tax problems in your favor.
That's the dictionary.
They have resolved.
I mean, Wikipedia is right once in a while.
They can help you too, but you need to move fast. I mean, like really fast. Talk with one of their strategists. Right
there it
now.
is, logical.
No obligation.
Explain that.
Call Tax Network USA.
There, I just addressed your fucking theory that the Earth is flat. The only time the Earth is flat is when it's on a map.
We'll be right back.
Making sense of your world.
Thank you for what you do.
News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
You give me hope.
Making sense of the news. Making sense of your morning.
Lots of coverage here on that developing story.
Is this above video a good recommendation for you? Geez, I'm already watching it.
Some very specific questions, some legitimate
That's me. They're asking if my chat is a good recommendation. I think they sit at Google and YouTube and fuck with people. The moderators. Remember when Baba Yaga claimed he was a YouTube or a Google moderator, and JC he had a wrench at JC's.
Because it's really just kind of a little bit of a cheat code.
JC, the thought police.
Follow and listen on your favorite platform.
You can't think. You're not allowed to think for yourself. That's what JC's chat is all about. And the others are like that too. These women demanding loyalty.
Age-related macular degeneration or diabetic retinopathy.
That's right.
AMD symptoms to look out for are distortion or warping of straight lines, as well as blurred or
I
loss
should
of
throw down the
vision.
two names I'm
Patients with
thinking of.
diabetic retinopathy should seek treatment if they notice the appearance of spots or floaters or blurred and distorted vision. Visit seeforalifetime.org.
Happy kids heal faster. That's why Starlight Children's Foundation delivers happiness through gaming, toy deliveries, and more to hospitals across the country. Learn more at starlight.org.
Hi, I'm Vince Vaughn, host of The Vince Show and Vince Podcast. It's a show with an obsessive focus on what's good for America. I'll give you the truth beneath the headlines of all of the nation's top stories. The Vince Show is redefining news talk with in-depth interviews, live caller interactions, and a front row seat to the most important conversations of the day.
You calling me a pedophile, Patrick, New York? You did in Alpesh Patel's chat at 4:00 this morning.
Making sense of the news.
Yeah, I got the timestamp and everything.
Making sense of the news. News Talk 105.9.
4:17 to be exact. In the morning.
Testimony. I'm Lisa Lacera, Fox News. A federal judge
Patrick.
is pressing the Trump administration to work to return a Maryland man. It admits
Logical wanted to call me a pedophile. I got a picture of Ginger. Or she claimed she was only 15 in that, and so that made me a pedophile. And I took it off her fucking YouTube page. What a dumb fuck.
The White House claims Abrego Garcia is a member of the MS-13 gang and says it does not have the authority to bring him back to the U.S. Yesterday, El Salvador's president also said he does not have the power to send Abrego Garcia back to the U.S. The Trump administration plans to use ongoing tariff negotiations to pressure U.S. trading partners to limit their dealings with China. That's according to the Wall Street Journal.
Acid drip. My last broadcast, or no, the one when Rocky was up here and then he left. I said, you decided to come up. I left. You want to come up there, you stupid British fuck? Because that's what you are. You look like you're from fucking Pakistan. You got a British accent. Why is that? I guess you could be mistaken for a Hindu. Yeah, England and their fucking quest in India.
Fewer than 100 days. This new administration has made done so much damage and so much destruction.
So much damage and so much destruction of Biden. I'm Joe Biden.
In Chicago.
Oh, I call little black kids cockroaches.
It said President Trump would sign a memo aimed at stopping illegal aliens and other ineligible people.
Bought it, Patrick, New York. You want to come up and deny that you did that in Acid Trip's fucking chat? Yeah, I don't particularly like Americans siding with foreigners against their fellow American, irregardless of what my political affiliation is, Trump or the Democrat Party or fucking, And I voted. I wrote RuPaul's name in there. I think RuPaul should be president. I think we need someone like RuPaul sitting in the White House.
The freeze includes pay raises, bonuses, and special awards. Overtime will be frozen for work performed after April
He would be my
27th.
pick for
He will
someone
also
from
manage
Hollywood.
The city administrator's office to develop a plan.
You guys want to glorify the actors? How about it, RuPaul?
City still determining how much the freeze could save the district and what additional measures would need to be taken. U.S. Attorney's Office in Maryland.
Yeah, if
says
you can get
ex-young
past
man
the
named
guy
Barry
looking like
Hammond
dressing
Jackson
like a
has been
woman,
sentenced to
and
decades
you know,
in prison after abusing
he's
two
actually
young
funny.
girls.
Not saying I watch his stuff, but I see it in the news and that. I should start. I should watch and see what I can find there.
In 2020, a fourth-degree sex offense in Anne Arundel County Circuit Court. But after his release in 2022, Jackson continued the abuse with a 3-year-old girl, producing child sex abuse material. He has now been sentenced to 35 years in prison.
Ginger went up on JC's panel. It's been a while now. She was out of YouTube for a couple of years. She had, family issues, whatever. All right, mental issues, didn't want to deal with this. She begged JC to make the chat love logical. I fucking never laughed so hard in my fucking life. Like, what the fuck? Want to accuse me of being a pedophile because I found an avatar of her and apparently she was only 50. Great big round fucking face.
Well, news time is 8:04. I'm Sharon.
Since you want to make fun of looks and everything, logical. How'd these two fucking get tied at the hip anyways? Logical and Ginger.
295 southbound is slow from Benning Road to Pennsylvania Avenue. On southbound 695,
Strong
between
women.
M Street and the 11th Street Bridge. Into Virginia, inner loop of the Beltway and Tyson's Corner. That's stop and go between 123 and the Clara Barton Parkway. The outer loop of the Beltway and Cabin.
Yeah, Dougie lives close to her too. Dougie lives close to Logical, Ginger.
Go between Route 1 and 123. And now from GarageDoorRepair.com to WMAL Store and Watch 7 forecast.
Clearing with decreasing winds, lows in the 50s. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, windy, gusts as high as 35 miles an hour, highs around 62.
Yeah, she's pretty, all right. We were all pretty when we were younger.
Hop in. Let's go for a ride.
I was way better looking than this.
Pro 4X. Tune out all those work emails and turn up that twin turbo.
Try to make friends with Ginger, but Ginger doesn't like Billy
online. Show them some
for whatever
big
reason.
plans. Turn your 8-person
Because,
dinner
that fucking idiot.
adventure.
You're an idiot, logical fallacy. You really are a fucking dumb motherfucker. Think you're a genius.
Always monitor traffic and weather conditions.
You ain't no fucking
to earn flexible
genius.
transferable points and unlock exclusive benefits. There's no cost to join, and just by paying rent, you unlock flexible points that can be transferred to your favorite hotels and airlines, a future rent payment, your next Lyft ride, and more. When you pay rent through Bilt, you unlock 2 powerful benefits. First, you earn one of the industry's most valuable points.
Yeah, we used to have discussions a little bit. I talk about upstate, right? Oh, I got something upstate, but she claimed she had something in the Adirondack somewhere. I have no idea.
Extra points on dining out, complimentary post-workout shakes, free mats or towels at your favorite fitness studios, and unique experiences that only Bilt members can access. And when you're ready to travel, Bilt points can be converted to your favorite miles and hotel points around the world, meaning your rent can literally take you places. So if you're not earning points on rent, my question is, what are you waiting for? Start paying rent through Bilt and take advantage of your neighborhood benefits by going to joinbilt.com/WWO. That's JOINBILT.com/WWO. Make sure to use our URL so they know we sent you. Joinbilt.com/WWO.
Charlie, do you know how to clone people?
Now on 105.9 FM and streaming worldwide.
With that wrench, you can go to their channel and take a screenshot.
Hello, America. Mark Levin here. Our number 877.
A lot of trucks go up and down where I live.
At the bottom of the hour, 877-381-3811.
US 11 gets a lot of traffic where I live.
The Associated Press, Biden alleges Trump has taken a hatchet to Social Security. Can somebody please tell me how? There hasn't been one penny cut from. What is he talking about? Taking illegal aliens off of Social Security or people who are dead. That's called fraud. That's not legitimate, is it, America? That's all your money. But what is he? He hasn't taken anything out of Social Security. So why do they keep saying that? Why do they keep lying the way they lie? Because they don't know better. That's who they are. They are liars. So this guy, they wind him up. AP, former President Biden warned on Tuesday that Trump has taken a hatchet to Social Security. Weighing in on a critical issue to millions of Americans as the 82-year-old Democrat briefly returned to the national state. Nowhere are they going to tell us what he's talking about. Nowhere. He doesn't tell us what he's talking about. Biden has largely avoided speaking publicly because he can't speak. Since leaving the White House in January, he gave an evening speech at the National Conference of Advocates, Counselors, and Representatives for the Disabled in Chicago. He was speaking as Democrats across the nation offered similar warnings for what they described as Social Security Day of Action. Anybody on Social
Yeah, she
Security,
threatened me with that.
would you please tell me what Donald
My
Trump
brothers
has done
are
to your
troopers.
Social Security?
Well, send your
Absolutely
brothers, Ginger. Send the
Zero.
trooper to my door. Go ahead. I dare you.
And I read through this article before I brought it, and they don't even tell us what it is that Donald Trump did.
I'm not afraid of New York
He
State
didn't do
troopers.
anything. Nothing. Speech was just under half an hour.
They work for me.
It's no coincidence that Tuesday's appearance, which marks Biden's first
That's right.
major event since
Protect
leaving
and
office,
serve.
was focused on Social Security.
You think
Democrats
she
have
thought her
increasingly
brothers were going to
focused
come
on
up and do
Trump's
something with me
turbulent
on her
leadership
behalf because
of the
something said in a
popular
fucking
government
YouTube
agency that
chat.
provides benefits to more than 70 million Americans. Now, this is supposed to be a news story, right? Does that sound like news to you? Does that sound like the truth to you? No, because it isn't. Both parties expect Social Security to emerge as a key issue in next year's midterm elections. The Republicans don't expect it. They just know the Democrats are going to do it. So where had the cuts been to Social Security recipients? Answer, zero. None. He referred to Republicans president only as this guy. Trump, by contrast, continues to blame Biden for so forth. Conservatives immediately seized upon a Biden reference to the country's political divisions as an attack on Trump supporters. Look how they write this. Well, what the hell else is an attack?
There's the cops right there.
We can't go on like this as a divided
there they
nation,
go.
as divided as we are, said Biden. As I've said, I've been doing this a long time. I've never been this divided. It's never been this divided. Granted, it's roughly 30%, but it's a 30% that has no heart. No wonder they locked this guy in the closet with the mothballs.
Checking my
That's what
batteries.
They should have mothballed him a long time ago. The Social Security Administration pushed back against Biden's remarks using its official X account. Former President Joe Biden is lying to Americans, the agency wrote. Trump's moves.
Well, her friend Logico wishes death on me every day. Logico's wishing death on me every single day.
So what?
So they're triggered.
The bureaucracy
And like I
of
said,
Social
I
Security could well
try
be
to
done.
be friends with her,
What does
but
it
yeah,
have to do with somebody's Social
I'm not
Security
part of
check?
their crew.
Nothing. By the way, let us be honest about this.
Just tells me who you are,
I'm on
Sinman.
Medicare. I don't want to be on Medicare. They made me
Kind of
on
had a
Medicare.
feeling. I know
You
who
call
supports
people at
Ginger.
the local Medicare office. Those of you who are older. Now, maybe a few of you have had a good experience. Almost nobody does. And that's same with the Social Security Administration. So what the Democrats are doing with their media scum is they're trying to conflate dealing with Social Security, the bureaucrats, the red tape, and Social Security itself, your check. And so what they're saying is, look at Trump. He's attacking Social Security. He's not touching Social Security. He's not touching the benefits. The bureaucracy is bloated.
There's that account.
He's trying to streamline it. He's trying to get it under control. So they want you to believe.
There it is.
Social Security. But look how associated.
That's not me, by the way, but I got a feeling that it's Alpesh Patel.
Musk, the world's richest man and one of Trump's most influential advisors. Why do they have to say he's one of the world's richest men? Do they say that about George Soros? George Soros, one of the world's richest men. I've never even heard that. Has called Social Security the biggest Ponzi scheme of all time. What does that have to do with anything? Nothing. Zero. At the same time, Social Security recipients have complained about long call wait times at the agency's My Social
I don't
Security
think
benefits board.
I don't think
They've seen
Wiggin
an
would
increase
use
in
my
hours.
because I'm the one that
Increase in
calls
hours.
him Peter
What does that
Puffer.
have to do with the number of personnel?
So you're trying to
Isn't it
jump on my
something like an
bandwagon.
electrical problem or mechanical problem? So what does that have to do with bureaucrats? Seriously, folks. Oh, listen to this.
That's a trip. You keep stealing my ideas.
Security income, including disabled seniors and low-income adults and children, also reported receiving a notice that said they were not receiving
But
benefits.
that could be Patrick, New York.
Let's say that happened, which is a big mistake.
Go back to
obviously.
Vegas.
Is that because there's
Go
too
make your
few
own
personnel
fucking
or
clone.
too many personnel? What is it a cause of? We have no idea. It could be a computer glitch. You see what I mean? This isn't reporting. This is disgusting, raw propaganda from the Associated Press. The agency said the notice was a mistake.
Wow.
They are. It was a mistake.
If that was you, Wiggin, I'm sorry.
What does that have to do with the number of people who are sitting around?
That's not
and the
Wiggin.
White House has vowed that it would not cut Social Security benefits,
That's not
saying any
Wiggin
changes
doing
are
that.
intended to reduce waste and fraud. That's in paragraph number like 22. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. It's in the, wait a minute, 14, 15, 16, 17. It's in the 17th paragraph, Mr. Producer. It's a boring article, so by the time you get there. Actually, I'm wrong. It's in the 21st paragraph. Among the conference attendees,
I didn't want to give it away.
For Biden's Michigan-based attorney.
That is a good. He can make another one.
Nobody knows. He leads one of the.
All he's got to do is
country's
change the
largest
picture and the
disability
name
law
on a
firms.
different
Something's out of
account, and
order.
there it is
Oh.
again.
Well, let's hear what he has to say. He said Trump's presidency has caused anxiety for many of his 32,000 clients. Oh, 30. How does a guy well serve 32,000 clients who are worried about diminished benefits and uncertainty over agency changes? There are no diminished benefits.
Hiring a fucker.
You legal kook.
It's good pop.
But they'll make it as difficult as they can, the Democrats.
Charlie, I thought you didn't like listening to Levin. You got me turned down listening to music?
There you go. But they're going to keep playing the Social Security card. So you Social Security recipients, you just make sure you don't fall for this because you're untouched. Nobody's bothering you except the Democrats. They want to raise your taxes.
He come up here last night, but I wouldn't let him up.
With the tax roll.
Gotti's fucking
This is how they
on my shit list.
Trump, he's trying to take
Fuck
your
you,
benefits
Gotti.
away. No, he's not. He's the one saying the benefits should not be taxed. You fools in the Democrat Party, you want to raise taxes even on Social Security recipients. You want to give Social Security benefits to illegal aliens, give them cards with numbers on it. You're giving Social Security to people who are dead, which means people are taking Social Security checks who aren't supposed to have them and using them. But that's okay. Do you hear Democrats complain about that? No.
Fucking sickening.
Almost never. I think never. I don't think I've heard one complain about it on CNN or MSNBC. I'll be right back.
Mark Levin. News Talk 105.9 WMAL. Making sense of the news.
Hey, weekend warriors. How's a little trail therapy sound right now? Hop in. Let's go for a ride in the all-new Nissan Armada Pro 4X. Tune out all those work emails and turn up that twin-turbo V6 engine. Instead of letting the kids play online, show them some epic inclines. Turn your 8-person family.
So
game
yes,
into
Wiggin will
exhilarating
use my
off-road
material.
adventure. The
Fucking
all-new
Peter
Nissan
Puffer.
Armada is here.
I like that one better. They're both good.
Hackers don't need much. Just one leaked password can potentially unlock a treasure trove of personal information.
I put a
leading
wrench
to
on them.
stress, pain, and permanently wrecked credit. Don't be an easy target. Get protection by Aura today. Aura protects your identity, finances, and family all in one powerful app. Get real-time alerts, safeguard your accounts, and block scams before
I
they
should have
happen.
left that
If
other one
identity theft
alone.
strikes, we help you recover. Stay protected at
This would be good enough,
aura.com/stream. That's
I wouldn't let him up. He thought he was going to come up on my panel.
Hey, if you have
Fuck you, Gotti. Come on up now, Gotti. I dare you. Because if you do, I'm going to let Wiggin up. I'll let Wiggin handle it.
The inside and
He knows
the
you better.
Thousands of people are using it to get rid of their toe fungus. You can check it out.
I'm going to step on you, Gotti.
Jake
I'm
started
going to
off
squish
with
you
a
like
small
a
spot on
fucking,
his
like
big
the
toe, and
cockroach
then
you
it
are.
spread. and got really bad. His toes were nasty. It was so embarrassing. He was afraid to take his socks off. He hid his yellow and crumbly toes from everyone. He tried everything to get rid of it. Nothing helped. And then we found Crystal Flush.
Sally Hayden.
Only thing that
Sally
worked.
Hayden. Scott Hayden, gay boy, convicted criminal.
He's now walking around barefoot again. You guys need to try this. I'm telling you, this stuff is different. It's not sold in stores, but go check it out at crystalflesh.com.
Sally Hayden.
Try it risk-free so you have nothing to lose. But whatever you
I
do,
want to fuck you up, Billy. I'm going to fuck
don't have to live
You
with
ain't
this
gonna do
anymore.
shit.
Go check it out now.
Yeah,
Just
Billy,
go
I'm going to fuck your mum.
What the fuck? What the fuck are you gonna? What the fuck are you gonna do?
Right here, ma'am.
I just booted you. There you go. Try again.
Wait, what? We are an HVAC company.
Fuck you, you skinny ass motherfucker. You ain't got no power here either. Go suck Gotti's ass. Get the fuck out of my face, you skinny ass
They
motherfucker.
can't see you because you're buried deep in the list of local HVAC providers. You are invisible online. Introducing Cumulus Boost.
Telling me
Boost
that
is
might.
found. Get on the map. Learn more at Cumulus Boost.
I think I'm right. I don't think that's Wiggin doing that.
I'm getting hungry.
That ain't Wiggin doing that.
You want to meet me for pizza? Stop sign. Intersection clear. Yeah, street.
But
Pizza sounds
that
good.
one could be.
Garland Street? Garland Street!
It's hard to concentrate on two things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at stoptextstopwrecks.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
When I first learned about the basics of estate planning, it was driven home to me the importance of protecting my family. I recommend using trust and will for your own peace of mind. Trust and will.
You see that? It's working. That was acid drip. Acid drip. You're not an American citizen. You don't have First Amendment right. You don't own a gun in the country you live. Everybody's getting stabbed. And you got fucking Indian, Pakistani looking people fucking raping all the British women because, a lot of the British women, they're blonde or they're redheaded, blue eyes. Some of them are very attractive. Sure they are. There's attractive women everywhere. Yeah. I got the old lady mad one day. I made the comment that right person, I'd marry a Filipino and make good wives and good people. She got mad at a fucker at me.
Company, 5 to 9 a.m. on WMAL.
Go play at your place, acid drip. Go call the cops again.
Now, Harvard has an endowment of $52 billion. Did you know that?
Hey, Charlie, time that one out right there, will you please?
$1 billion.
Every acid drip account, hit them for 24 hours. Every single one. Time that one out, Charlie. Go ahead.
They have $52 billion, and these colleges are tax exempt, and they hate us. We have to confess, we have to admit that with a handful of exceptions, the higher education experiment has failed. It has failed. These are propaganda mills, and it goes one way. There's not academic freedom. They're not pro-American. You don't even have to agree all the time on the issues to be pro-American. They're just not pro-American. And so you get Islamists, you get Marxists, you get all kinds of ists. You get these professors with tenure, can't get rid of them. And you and I are subsidizing all this. This is something I argued about in American Marxism. You may recall at the end of the book, among other things, one of my proposals was defund the colleges and universities.
There.
Particularly the Ivy League
Even if
schools.
that's
And
you,
that's
acid
because
drip,
of
thanks.
Not because of me, because it's smart. Oh, he's trying to influence academic freedom. There is no academic freedom, you idiot. Oh, free speech. There is no free speech, you idiot. That's the point. Nicholas Bowie, Harvard professor, on CNN. Again, notice the guests they pick. 90% of them the same mentality. Cat 9, go.
Yes, I'm really grateful for President Garber for exercising such leadership here, because the President of the United States is demanding of universities is nothing short of authoritarian.
Oh, it's authoritarian when he says, you guys,
86,000 seconds.
Anti-Semitism, and we don't permit DEI on our college campuses.
Fucking
Why?
24 hours.
Because it's racist discrimination. That's why. DEI is nothing more than discrimination, unconstitutional discrimination, slipped through the back door by giving it a different name. So DEI's out, and chasing Jews in the hallways, that's out too. Oh, that's authoritarian. So in other words, if you leave these Stalinist campuses alone, that's not authoritarian, that's good. But if you challenge these Stalinist campuses, then you're the authority. I got to tell you something, folks. It's not a good time, but it's on my mind. You're going to love this new book. I just finished it. Literally just finished it. Now I'm going through it, to see for any errors, any gaps that I want to fill and so forth. Kind of a perfectionist on these books. Just to make sure it's perfectly well done. Most of the people who are trying to sell you books, and I'm not talking about third-party authors, but most of the people who work in media who try to sell you books have not written their books. They've edited them, perhaps. They've read them, which is a good thing, but they haven't written them. They haven't done the research. And how do you know?
Yeah,
Well,
American dollar goes a long ways in Philippines.
And publishers talk. And if you saw my office, I used to do it on the dining room table. I have books stacked up everywhere. I have notes piled up everywhere. I have files where I put different notes that I write in the middle of the night. And I do all that stuff. If there's a mistake, it's mine. If there's a profound point, it's mine, and everything in between. But most of these people do not write their books. They have ghostwriters, or the publisher writes it for them, and they put their name on it, they do the editing and so forth. I can't live with myself. I'm not going to ask you to purchase something that in a dishonest way. That's simply not going to happen with me. So you can always trust me to be honest with you, because that's what I'm going to be.
Now, would Gotti clone himself and do that? I think he would.
Perfect.
Wouldn't you,
example.
Gotti? Is there a possibility that
And
Gerald
by the way,
Guzman is
if I
Gotti?
did ask somebody to help me do some
Oh, I'm not a
research or something
theorist,
like that,
but
I always gave them credit in the acknowledgement sections. Always. Always. But I don't give anybody credit now, because I do it, and I have done it for years and years, 100% me.
Pickled leaks.
Now I have to get into fights with the publisher on, the size of the book, the look of the book, where to sell the book, the launch date of the book, so all the annoying stuff starts. And the most fun part of it, writing it, is over, pretty much. But I'm bringing it up. How can I say this without saying too much? I'm just saying I wrestle with this issue. You hear this professor. Now, of course, this is not short of authoritarian. And so you're going to see in this book, I explain truly what authoritarianism is. I explain truly
need to cook that pork tenderloin.
Rights are, truly what power is. I go through this stuff. This book is written, how can I say this? It's fairly scholarly, but it's down to earth so that everybody can understand it. It's important. So it's got to withstand, attacks by phony intellectuals, pseudo-intellectuals, but also I wanted to appeal to you as well. And so I've made it tighter than most of my books, which is harder for me to do. It's just easier to keep writing, but I tried to tighten it up. And the book, the size of the book, if the publisher listens to me, will be, I want it to be a little smaller in size. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. That's the goal here. But let's start at the top again, Mr. Producer. Let's go to Nicholas Bowie talking about this is nothing short of authoritarianism, because the Trump administration wants them to put their foot down on anti-Semitism and Jew hatred, and to put their foot down on DEI which is a race-based form of discrimination, pushed through the back door. It's not a colorblind campus. And they've been told they must do that if they want federal funds. And so they say, well, see, this is authoritarianism. You're telling us what to do with our money. That's crazy. They have $52 billion. No, you do whatever you want. You just don't get the $2.2 billion. Cut 9, go.
Yes, I'm really grateful for President Garber for exercising such leadership here, because the President of the United States is demanding of universities is nothing short of authoritarian. There's a quote on the building of the Department of Justice where law ends, tyranny begins. And tyranny, frankly, is the only word to describe what the Trump administration is doing with respect to universities. He's seeking to block funding, billions of dollars to university hospitals, to medical research.
Oh, university hospitals. Seriously? What the hell are you doing with your $52 billion? Why don't you cough up a few of those dollars for your hospital? You jerk. In fact, you're underscoring. The hell's wrong with these colleges and universities? They're sitting on $52 billion. Why don't they fund the hospitals and research? I'll be right back.
Seems everything costs more these days. Gas, groceries, and when's the last time you checked your wireless bill? When it comes to big wireless, if you're staying, you may be overpaying. Switch to Consumer Cellular and get your second month free for a limited time. You'll get the same fast, reliable nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill. Plans start at just $20 a month. Here's Veronica and Jackie, real customers.
I didn't know that I could get something for a lot less money that was actually better than who I was with before.
Anytime anybody complains about their cell phone bill, we say, you've got to check out Consumer Cellular.
And now for a limited time, new customers can get their second month free when they use promo code SECONDFREE. Just call, click, or bring us your bill and see how much you can save. Because when it comes to big wireless, if you're staying, you may be overpaying. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit a store near you, or consumercellular.com and use code SECONDFREE to get a free second month. Real people pay to share their opinions, and as ad plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
Hey, weekend warriors, how's a little trail therapy sound right now? Hop in. Let's go for a ride in the all-new Nissan Armada Pro 4X. Tune out all those work emails and turn up that twin-turbo V6 engine. Instead of letting the kids play online, show them some epic inclines. Turn your 8-person family dinner into an exhilarating off-road adventure. The all-new Nissan Armada is here. Intelligent four-wheel drive cannot prevent collisions or provide enhanced traction in all conditions. Always monitor traffic and weather conditions.
We're the stronger than we look type.
I've had type 1 diabetes since I was 2.
The braver than you think type.
I have to take insulin shots every single day.
The type that will stop at nothing.
No more blood sugar tests.
Absolutely nothing.
No more complications.
Until type 1 becomes type none.
Support JDRF's life-changing research, and one day you'll say, I helped turn type 1 into type none. Join us now at jdrf.org.
You can have more money and less problems after you listen to Joe Saul Seahigh and OG.
I'm ready to buckle down, guys.
On Stacking Benjamins, financial literacy without the stress.
I told OG before we started recording how much fun we're going to have.
Follow and listen on your favorite platform.
Clarity and context for a complex world.
I'm going to be far more thorough and specific than ever before.
News Talk 105.9. Making sense of the news. Around-the-clock updates and uncommon understanding.
Listen to this, because this stuff is going on behind the scenes and you don't know about it.
News Talk 105.9. Making sense of the news.
How's it going? I'm having a stroke. Are you going to shake my hand? I'm having a stroke. Wow, you're not even moving your arm. I'm having a stroke.
When someone is having a stroke, they may not be able to say it with words, but their body language will tell you loud and clear. Look for FAST. F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911 immediately. Know the sudden signs. Spot a stroke fast. Visit strokeassociation.org. Brought to you by the American Stroke Association and the Ad Council.
Every day, the men and women of the United States Marine Corps stand ready to defend the American way of life. The few, the proud, the Marines.
Yeah, I buy sour cream.
Making sense.
Then I just add
is right there at the tippy top of American
add the seasoning to it.
Vince Colonnades, weekdays at noon. You gotta be tough. News Talk 105.
Instead of buying pre-made dip.
Making sense of the news.
See, that's gourmet.
Show peak points. Get timeless inspiration.
Now, what I could have done, I could have took some onion, chopped it up, throw in a hot skillet, cook it till it caramelizes, and then throw it in the dip after it cools. You don't want to do it when it's hot. You can serve it like that, a hot dip. You can make a hot dip. Yeah, especially mix a little cream cheese in with it. Eat it up. Yeah.
Every time I feel my baby kick,
I make you some home dip. You can't get off the shelf.
Sing. I'm not good at singing. I'm the only person I know who's been booed off a karaoke stage.
Salad dressing.
But that was before I was pregnant.
Mix that with mayonnaise.
Today, I'm a singer with a captive audience of one. She doesn't boo me. She never will. We know how it feels. We're the March of Dimes. Find out how we can help you.
I hope so.
Help your baby at marchofdimesbaby.com.
I don't let you go into his fucking chat and doing that. I'll tell you that right now.
What would you do?
I don't even know you. And if I do, then you're keeping it a secret, right? So, go ahead and troll me. That's what you're going to get.
See, wishes are so powerful.
If you're going to harass me, I'm going to respond.
We can change the way they feel. Every single one of us can make the stars align.
That fucking idiot acid drip is, I don't know why you guys even give him credit. Shannon, you should be ashamed of yourself.
Make-A-Wish@wish.org.
But I guess you don't have to be out here.
Making sense of your world.
Another hypocrite, Bud Noble. Oh, I'm going to church. I do this for my church. I got a job. Lady Venom is not a born-again Christian. Why are you hanging out with her? She's fucking antichrist. She denies religion. Which means she denies having any morals, because that's what religion is about, having good morals.
Well, you listen to the show for 3 hours. Lots goes on in the third hour. A lot of breaking news. Ready for this one? New York Post. Trump administration refers New York Attorney General Tish James for potential prosecution over alleged mortgage fraud by Josh Christensen. New York Attorney General Letitia James was hit with a federal criminal referral for instances of alleged mortgage fraud on Tuesday, according to a letter obtained by the Post.
Good.
Federal Housing FHA.
I told you this was going to come out.
What is Pulte? Sent the missive to Attorney General Pam Bondi and Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche, alleging that James had, quote, falsified records, unquote.
Letitia James.
In Virginia that she claimed was her principal residence in 2023 while still serving as the Attorney General for the state of New York. Now that seems like a big problem, doesn't it, Mr. Medusa? I mean, really? That is mortgage fraud if it turns out to be true. There's no question about that. In February 2001, James also purchased a 5-family dwelling in Brooklyn. The hell's a 5? That is a big dwelling. But has, quote, consistently misrepresented the same property as only having 4 units in both building permit applications and numerous mortgage documents and applications, the letter noted. It's for 5, not 4. Oh, my goodness. Now, when I look at that poor woman, Mr. Producer, I don't think she could survive on prison food, do you? I don't think so. Let's read more, shall we? Pulte attached several documents also showing that Letitia James purchased another property with her father as a co-signer, but falsely listed the pair as husband and wife in 1983 and 2000. Uh-oh. These are 3 serious allegations involving 3 properties. Well, this was a long time ago. It raises serious concerns about the validity of Ms. James' representations on mortgage applications, he wrote. The New York Post reached out to Letitia James for comment, but she was out to dinner. After lunch. No response.
I ran out of salsa.
My gracious goodness. Wow. Now she just needs a jury of of Donald Trump's peers, like Donald Trump had a jury of her peers. Need a special judge, who doesn't believe in due process and equal protection and all that stuff. Letitia, fuck. Trouble's knocking at your door, lady. Oh, yeah. Folks, don't get suckered into the same old free phone game by the big three wireless companies, T-Mobile, AT&T, and Verizon. The three stooges of the wireless business. Comes with a lot of fine print, like requiring you to sign up for 4 lines, plus activation fees, plus. And at the end of the day, you've paid for that free phone 3 times over. Pure Talk is my sponsor, my wireless company. They have a much better offer. They were founded by a veteran. They're a patriotic American company right here. This is where they do business. And they care about their customers. That's why it was founded in the first place. So with a qualifying plan of $35 a month, you can get a brand new Samsung Galaxy A26 for free. The phone is virtually indestructible Gorilla Glass. Captures beautiful wide-angle photos with next-generation camera lenses. All you need to do is switch to Pure Talk. Takes no time at all. No fuss, no fuss. For just $35 a month, you get unlimited talk, text, 15 gigs of data. That's a ton. With mobile hotspot, all on one of America's most dependable 5G networks. Oh, yeah. Dial pound 250, say the keyword Mark Levin. Say what? Dial pound 250, say the keyword Mark Levin. Pure Talk's U.S. customer service team, and they speak English, by the way, will help you switch in as little as 10 minutes. Hello, but you have to call them. That's pound 250. Text them. Pound 250. Say Mark Levin for your free Samsung Galaxy with qualifying plan from Pure Talk. Wireless by Americans, for Americans. You're going to love Pure Talk. I love Pure Talk. You're going to love it. Then we had John Meacham. He's a pretend historian. He's a partisan hack. He was writing speeches for Biden without telling anybody he's writing them. Perhaps that explains the utter incoherence of most of Biden's speeches. But he is a pseudo-historian these days. And, of course, he throws in here, too, because he was a Trump hater from day one. If you're a historian, you should be having a field day right now because everything that's going on is so incredibly historic. It really is. That's how I look at it. Like, you're never going to see anything like this again, ever. I don't care how old you are. You're seeing a man who's courageous.
Oh, what's the matter, Al Pesh? Are you mad? What's the matter, skinny boy? Olive oil? Are you fucking mad? Are you mad?
Truly historic.
Come
so
on.
if you're John Meacham and you're
seriously, are you mad?
You should really be taking it in, digesting it, writing it. No, he's a hack. He's a hack.
Come on, phone. Wow, fucking Christ.
And here he is on the morning schmo. Cut 12, go.
The Constitution exists for the reason that other covenants exist.
Oh, this I got to hear.
To protect ourselves by making sure that other people are protected.
No, that's not why the Constitution exists, you idiot. To make sure other people are protected.
Look at this dumb fucker. No chin.
Illegal aliens.
This fucker does not have a chin.
The Constitution is
got a big old fucking nose. Look at the fucking size of that nose on that motherfucker.
Not the people from the people.
Look at the crook in that motherfucker.
But that's not why that's set up.
He looks like a picture that Hitler used to show about the Jews. Look at that motherfucker.
The Constitution is set up as
you are one homely motherfucker. I can tell you that right now. Bad. Fuck you. You are one homely motherfucker.
Proclamation for the purpose of the revolution in America is based on what? Judean Christian principles and the Enlightenment. The Constitution was set up to ensure that individual sovereignty, which each of us get from God, our sovereign is God.
Uh-oh, what the fuck?
I know this is very heretical, probably to Meacham and other professors. But the sovereign is God. We are a sovereign people because we are the children of God. Have you ever had anybody tell you that? Probably not. And so the government can't be sovereign. The government can't take God's sovereignty from his children and give it to it.
Hi, Doug.
How you doing?
Not very happy with your friend Patrick, New York.
Patrick is who he is, man. I have no control over Patrick or what he does and says. You know that, right?
That's not what I said. Oh, but you want me to? Oh, he's a good man. So you're not going to say anything to him?
You know, Patrick's a guy.
Calling me pedophile over in fucking Acid Trip's fucking chat. Are you going to fucking say anything to him, dog?
Am I going to say anything to him?
Don't patronize. Tell you what, you go finish your fucking dinner and then come back.
See you later.
How about we do that? Go finish your dinner and come back. I'm busy.
They not only knew about Judaism and Christianity, they knew about Aristotle and Cicero, they knew about the Enlightenment, they knew about the Reformation. They also experienced tyranny. They experienced tyranny. But here's the deal. These people have been attacking the Constitution now for years. They've been attacking the way it's structured. They've been attacking separation of powers. They've been attacking the authors who wrote it as white slave owners.
It's working.
They've been attacking it. Now they wave it around.
That's your buddy right there. That's your friend right there.
Why? Because when they
fuck you, Doug. Fuck you, Patrick, New York, both of you.
They self-righteously claim it's in the Constitution that they're defending the Constitution when they hate the Constitution. The whole idea of American Marxism, aka so-called progressivism, is anti-constitutional. Woodrow Wilson believed at first in an all-powerful president, then he changed his mind. Why? Because presidents are elected. So he decided an all-powerful judiciary with an all-powerful fourth branch of government bureaucracy that didn't exist. So that's not in the Constitution. Judges making policy decisions through implied powers, quote unquote, that's not in the Constitution. And yet this buffoon tells us what the Constitution's about. Go ahead.
Is you surrender a certain amount of liberty, a certain amount.
Shut up. I don't need to hear from you. You're a moron. Write speeches for Biden about Social Security. All right. I'm going to go to the calls. Do we have any calls here, Mr. Producer? There we are. Here we go. Ooh, Doug in Maryland, the great WMAL listening there. How are you, Doug?
Mr. Levin, it's an honor to talk to you, sir.
Thank you.
I just have to let you know, I called Raskin's office, and then I called Van Howen's office. I told Raskin's office that of my displeasure how he's handling things, especially when he wouldn't even stand up as being a cancer survivor myself. They told me to go to hell and hung up on me. And then I called Van Howen's office today. Yeah, I called Van Howen's office today to wonder who his constituents are that want him to go talk to a president like he's good enough to do that. They told me to kiss this. I think they did it because they said, well, you know, if you want to be such a tough guy, why don't you go on Mark Levin's show and you guys can discuss it in more depth. Then they told me to kiss their ass.
This was Van Hollen's office?
Yeah, I couldn't believe it.
Wow.
And we're going to try to get the state red, but we can't get it over.
I'm sitting here absolutely shocked. So these were a few punks that worked for him.
Yeah, it was whoever answers the phone.
Mm-hmm.
I could not believe it. So I think everybody should call and ask that question.
Yeah, and ask Van Hollen and Raskin. Yeah. And why won't he come on the show? Did they answer? Oh, no, they hung up on you.
No, I told them to kiss their ass and hung up. I'm like, okay, we know where your allegiance lies.
Well, first of all, thank you for challenging them, and you did it politely. My name drives the left nuts. Have you noticed that, sir? It drives them crazy.
It does. It makes the blood boil. Well, you know, holy water and evil don't mix, so.
Well, thank you. Now, tell me how you're doing these days. You're a cancer survivor.
I'm doing very well.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Retired from the fire department and just
wonderful.
Thanks for coming up, Doug. I appreciate it.
Ocean City, Maryland, or New Jersey?
Maryland.
They're both nice. You know, my wife and I like to go to the New Jersey one just because that's where we go. We really like Ocean City, New Jersey. Look, I like Ocean City, Maryland, too. Don't get me wrong. But, all right, my friend, I'm glad you're doing well. You take care of yourself. All right, let's continue, shall we? Yes, we shall. Bear with me. Bear with me. Nancy, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. How are you listening to us, Nancy? It doesn't say here. Mr. Call Screener, you gotta put something down here. How are you listening to us, please?
Mark, I listen online.
Online, very well. Thank
Fuck
you.
him.
It's a good place.
Yes. Mark, you
Go back to JC's chat, Doug.
your show last weekend, especially the one on Sunday night, April 13th, which is
Fucking
also
pissed
Thomas
at you.
Jefferson's
Fuck you.
birthday.
Yeah, amazing.
And
Oh, thank you,
Mark.
Nancy. Yeah.
Mark, is it fair to assume that all of these illegals supposedly entitled to all kinds of due process are also entitled to legal representation on we the taxpayers' dime?
Well, you make a great point, don't you? Because this was my point earlier. What do these people at National Review or elsewhere, what do you mean by due process? What is it?
It's like Wiggins says,
Constitutional.
you don't really have a right to demand that I like you.
Because
You
if
fuckers
don't
are all
go
mad
due
because I don't
process,
like
you
you.
go a little bit? You go a lot?
But you do it on
you
purpose,
How do you
intentionally.
justify it? What are the standards?
Because you
Who's
sit there and you
decide?
play grab ass.
Administrative law judge? A federal judge? How are we going to do this? Even the Supreme Court, you know, everybody keeps saying
Milk and a wine
the
glass.
Supreme Court said 9-0. You got to facilitate the return. And they have to have due process. Isn't it funny that the court never spelled out what they meant by due process?
Well, you know, Mark, I think it's maybe in California where they already say illegal immigrants will have legal counsel funded by the citizens there.
You know what? It's a perfectly fair question once you go down this road, you know, which is the problem, isn't it?
I think, Mark, that the lawyers who graduated from Harvard, Yale, and Columbia should demand that the money from those universities' endowments be used to pay for any legal counsel for the illegal.
I love it. I think those endowments should be taxed, sitting there, gaining money over and over. They don't do anything with it. They have hospitals there. We heard the professor. We'll take care of your hospitals. Nancy, I got to run. Beautiful call. Thank you from Philadelphia. We'll be right back.
Marco Levin.
News Talk 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news.
A Better Life with Dr. Sanjay Gupta.
Over the years, I've done a lot of reporting on kids and screen time. As a father of 3 teenage girls, I know how important it is to get this right. Now, most experts agree you should wait as long as you can to get your kid a phone, ideally until age 16. But aside from the maturity they need to navigate texting and social media and the web, any time spent on a device is time they should be spending with other people and developing socially. So you need to set boundaries, when and where your kids can use their phones, what they can use them for, and what type of content or activities are off limits. You also need to set a good example, when, where, and how you do and don't use your.
Why do you people think that I'm saying like I said, you can't go to that chat? You guys are always, oh, what's the word I'm looking for? Obfuscating all the time. You're the pedophile. So this is going to be last call. Been live 2 hours, 48 minutes. I'm going to take a break. Unless somebody wants to come up real quick. Here's fucking acid drip again. Ignorant. Hey, Dougie, every time I see acid drip, I think of you. Seriously.
My baby brother, a father. Come on, it's time for his nap. Whoa, he can't sleep on his stomach. Baby should always sleep on their back in a safety-approved crib, and the sleep area should be clear of blankets, toys, and other loose or soft items. It reduces the risk of SIDS. SIDS? You know, sudden infant death syndrome. Guess I need to start studying up on safe sleep for little man here. Being his favorite uncle comes with big responsibilities.
For more information, visit safetosleep.nichd.nih.gov. Sponsored by the Eunice Kennedy Shriver National Institute of Child Health.
Charlie, these guys sit there with malware and try to fuck your chat up.
The landscape is reshaping before our eyes as people try to modify maps and redraw lines.
Yep, they sit there with malware.
The nation of Israel
And that's what they do.
at the center of these groundbreaking events. Many believe that what happens in the Middle East has never been more important.
Only it's gotten harder for them.
But fraught with peril. Christians United for Israel, one of America's largest pro-Israel organizations, is leading the charge to bring Christians and Jews together to support the Holy Land. This summer, join thousands of pro-Israel Americans at the 20th annual Christian United for Israel Washington Summit, June 29th through July 1st. I will be there. My family will be there. So, folks, register for the 20th annual CUFI Washington Summit today at CUFI.org. That's CUFI.org. Use promo code LEVIN25, LEVIN25. Be part of this amazing grassroots movement that is at the forefront of history.
Making sense of your world.
Thank you for your clear insight.
News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
This is a major wake-up call.
Making sense of the news. WMAL. More than just politics, because laughter is the best medicine. Download the WMAL app to stream us for free.
Folks, I want to tell you about Byrna. BYRNA. This is very, very important. Today's unpredictable world, Byrna offers a smarter, safer way to protect yourself. Trusted by over 500 government agencies, the Byrna less lethal pistol launcher, it fits in your hand like a pistol, is designed to incapacitate attackers without permanent harm, giving you time to escape or get help. And that's exactly what it does. It incapacitates them. Take Lauren's story, confronted by an aggressive man who wouldn't get out of his face, who wouldn't back down despite attempts to de-escalate. Lauren was thankful for his Byrna launcher. One shot incapacitated the attacker, allowing police to intervene without anyone suffering irreparable harm. Folks, Byrna is legal across all 50 states, requires no background checks, and ships right to your door. You can't beat that. Proudly assembled in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Over 500,000 units have been sold.
Indiana.
It works. And for my listeners, get 10% off at Byrna.com/Levin. That's BYRNA. BYRNA. Byrna.com/LEVIN. Levin. BYRNA. BYRNA. Byrna.com/Levin. Protect yourself, your family, the smart way with Byrna. Need to be 18? So visit Byrna.com for details. But go to Byrna, BYRNA.com/Levin. Folks, protect yourself. This is perfect. Perfect. Over 18 years old, go ahead and acquire one. It's a big deal. All right. Let's go to, is it Mary Jane still there? Southern California?
Yes.
How are you, Mary Jane? How are you?
Hi, Mr. Levin. Fine, thank you. And how are you?
Let me look. I'm great. Thank you.
Good, good. So this weekend, I live in the Coachella Valley where the Coachella Valley Music Festival takes place. I know. And so Saturday, I was doing my shopping. All of a sudden, all of these really scary looking police on motorcycles, all covered up with masks, and they were leading two really dark black SUVs down our highway. And all of us that were forced to stop looked at each other like, who was that? Well, you know who it was. The next day there was Bernie Sanders at the Coachella Music Festival propagandizing and lying to all these young people. It was awful. And then, of course, today, Biden did the opposite. He propagandized and lied to all the older people.
Good
so
point.
they have a plan. They have a plan, Mr. Levin. They will never give up.
Mary Jane, I want to thank you for filling us in on that. The music means I got to dance out of here, but thank you. By the way, all great calls. Appreciate it. We salute our armed forces, police officers, firefighters, emergency personnel, our truckers, the men and women in Ukraine. We're with you. The men and women in Israel, we got your back. And you, the American people, God bless you. I'll see you tomorrow right here. Have a good evening.
Making sense of your world.
Thanks for taking my
Bye, bye, my love. Oh, erasing notifications. Fucking shitload of them. I should play it. Mark Dice. Boy, it's been windy out. I can't read what she's got. She's got tattooed on her leg there, her right leg, but I can't make out what it is, and it can't enlarge the shorts. You can't expand them. I don't think I can. Yeah, it won't let me expand it. All right, if I get it close enough to the camera. Right there. She's got a tattoo right there. I can't make out what it is, though. Charlie, go visit Mary Burney. You would lift her spirits a great deal, Charlie, if you went and visited her. Seriously. That would make that woman feel good. She's very, very lonely. She doesn't have any friends outside of these chats. That's not good for the libido. Well, I got Dougie to come up, but fuck you, Dougie. I'm fucking pissed at you. You ain't the same category as JC, you fuckers. Disingenuous motherfucks. Hey, Charlie, thanks for being a dink. I'll be back later.